What is going on, everybody? I'm Grady, Brittany, Junker Clunkers Woman. We'll highlight our guests today. They can go ahead and speak about their stuff and their channels.
Hey, I'm Ryan with 113 Cycles, doing motorcycle content and some building stuff. Got this motorcycle behind me that's about done. That belongs to Stuff with Cletus, and after that, we can finally get to working on some more fun stuff. So check us out.
You're gonna be doing a burnout with that thing. A couple donuts this weekend with the weather.
Probably not this weekend, but you never know. We'll see. If it snows, I may go out and play on it a little bit. It's not mine.
You got a truck? Just drag it behind it.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm sure Cletus would love that. He's not in the chat right now that I'm aware of, so
yeah, he won't find out.
Yeah, just don't record it.
Yeah, that's the difficult part.
See, you can see yourself on the TV after all.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Go ahead, David. Shout yourself out here.
I'm David. My channel's Forsaken Steel. There's a lot of content on my channel about this IROC, and recently it's been about whatever. It's all car related, and yeah, just trying to get better, trying to build.
Boom. I keep forgetting to click those things down. So what are we going to talk about this week, guys? I do have a subject I want to touch on.
Is it about how much I hate Home Depot? Because it could be.
Here, Home Depot knows very.
Yeah.
I hope my brother's not watching.
Yeah, hopefully Derek's not watching or Jeff, because they both work at Home Depot.
Right.
My uncle's been at Home Depot for like 26 years, something like that.
Wow.
This is a corporate issue,
Oh,
not a personnel issue.
so I take it that your thing you were going to get didn't turn out too well.
Oh, it's made for a really entertaining video, maybe.
Oh, you recorded it all?
I recorded it all. It maybe at my expense though, so we'll see.
Hey, you know what? Viewers love drama, so
That's right.
Oh,
At least
We took a 5-minute ordeal and turned it into 2 days.
So you were working on something then? You know that whole thing. It was only take
one bolt.
Yep.
Yeah, right. One bolt. And I mean, it was such a simple thing. Nope.
Hi, Ann.
But here we are.
What's going on, man?
I've rearranged everything in the garage so I can have a new place to, do lives and stuff from. I want to try something right quick. I'm going to cut half these lights out and see if it unwashes me so bad.
Okay.
This is one of the things I've been working on. So I'll be right back.
We'll put you up on screen.
It's okay. It's a good looking car.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch him?
Not with that car. I haven't seen it. I've watched some of the stuff, but I hadn't seen that.
So the Camaro is what hooked Bob and I to his channel long before
Really?
we were in touch with each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn it back on. I'll be back.
Oh, I thought it was good.
No.
You like it without the lights?
No, I like it.
Yeah, I thought that without the lights actually looked better.
You thought so?
Yeah.
Man, I can only tell from I was looking. I don't know.
You need one of those clappers so that the lights can go on and off, and you don't even look at
Right? Yeah, or maybe a remote.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'll figure it out. I'm going to end up like dudes with wrenches. It's going to be all backlit. And be a big, maybe I'll paint a mural on the wall back there or
There you
something.
go.
We'll see how it goes.
Is it going to be you in that what the hell they call those things? Those drapes that people wear.
Oh, the toga?
The
Yeah,
toga?
and then you're going to be pointing up at something, and
Oh, I
Could
think
be.
you're going to be pointing to the Camaro.
I have
Could
to
go.
say, I made
Could be.
fun
I
of
don't
him. I made
I
fun
was
of him
thinking
for
maybe
how-
my logo, but I don't own this house, so I really hate to paint my logo on the basement wall.
Gotta sneak into the mic.
Just means I have to paint over it when I leave.
Yeah.
I have to say, now that our monitor is this way and our camera is this way, I used to make fun of him for only seeing his profile, but now I get it because trying to focus
Do
on
both.
Yeah, which way to look is a little. So I get it. I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will.
I do a lot of this. You see this a
Yeah.
lot.
You can see
My
your
cat
ears.
is over there.
We
Try to
we
adjust
have
it. So.
we now have a 55-inch screen TV
Ooh,
hooked
nice.
up for the monitor. Ended up getting another computer because I was renting one when I first started this out, and it was killing me. $200 a month, and I'm renting it. And,
Yeah.
so I found this MSI that had some pretty close specs to what I had before, and then I paid $300 for the thing. I dumped $200 into RAM and a new hard drive. And the thing just great, So
Nice.
so for basically a month and a half worth of payments, I built a computer. I had my buddy do it for me. So
Isn't that insane? I mean,
Yeah.
rent to own is such a scam. So
Yeah.
113 says it's better with the lights off. I think I'm gonna cut them back off.
Yeah, I thought
We'll
it was
run that
better.
for a while. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
what does Bob say?
What's Bob say? Yeah, Bob, what do you think?
But what?
The lights.
The light? I like him without the light.
Without a light, I'm gonna kill it. If that's what Bob says, definitely.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that was the wrong one.
Thanks, Cletus. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
It's the closest I had to an answer.
Good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely looks better.
So I'd like to backlight it back there. I really am going to still do with wrenches the whole
I am
backlit
too.
car thing because it works well with the camera.
Yeah.
And I have it so bright in here for filming that it washes the actual computer out when I use it. So I don't know. It works great with everything else though.
Are you using the computer?
Yeah, I'm on a computer.
Oh.
A laptop. I mean,
All right, I'll stop for a little bit.
You know what's funny on my end when it does it? Of course, it mutes the mic, but it also turns the sound off too.
oh,
So
really?
When those come up, yeah, I don't know why that is. I have to actually click on it. It pops up a little thing and says sound is off or something like that.
Are you running
so
a
I
Mac?
don't hear those when they're real quick. Yeah.
There you go. That's why.
Well, and it's on an iPad too. It's not even
Oh,
on
so it's
desktop.
really
So,
going to do what it wants to do.
Bacon ball.
Hi.
Yep.
I am.
he had bacon for for dinner tonight.
Nice. I haven't had bacon yet.
So
I haven't
one,
had dinner yet either, so I may get bacon.
You may need bacon.
one
Yeah.
thing I'm doing now, every time I do a live or I'm on a live or somebody is live, is I'm posting it on Instagram. I don't know if that's what you guys do too. To see if we can try and get more people to come in,
I'm barely staying alive, man. Just trying to keep this boat afloat. Let's see. I will post it though, maybe if I figure out how.
He says staying alive, and I just want to break out in song.
We can't. I don't know if we can get.
Oh,
I don't know if we
yeah,
can get in trouble on this or not. I don't
Maybe.
know.
possibly. Bacon.
I may have posted it right then. We'll see. We'll see
You
what
don't know if
happens.
you did?
Maybe it didn't. Tech is not my thing. Used to be, but I'm just so out of it now. I was like, as long as I can do what I do on a regular basis, I'm happy.
That's nice, isn't it?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think you have to have the tech behind you now. I've really had to step up my game with stuff like this because, like you, David, all I did is stuff with my phone for years. And unfortunately, even having the big bad mamma jamma phone doesn't, for me at least, it didn't do what I needed it to do.
Well, I mean, I have like issues with like this simple stuff,
What's Jason?
like posting to Instagram.
And
Jesus Christ.
my most
Hey, Rich.
frustrating thing right now, and we'll go technology. I'm usually really good with
We
it.
all like bacon.
I cannot get my YouTube channels to show up as shorts. I uploaded 2 last week, early this week, whatever, and I uploaded them as shorts. They won't show up in the shorts feed at all.
Are
So
they
they're
less?
sitting at like 50
They have to
views.
be
Yeah, they're
shot
less than a
vertically.
minute. Yep.
Are they shot vertically?
Yeah, I
That's
shot
the
them
only-
specifically to do the shorts
Yeah.
with it.
I don't know. I did
The
one this
Are they 60 seconds or less?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, they're like 40-some seconds.
So how I do it, I just go to shorts and then hit the plus sign and record it and post it, and it wouldn't do it.
So I didn't record them on there. I can record them on my phone, but then I'll do them. I'll have the video ready, and then I will click on add short, but then I'll just pull it off my phone and do it. Sometimes it adds it as a short, like the last one I did, added as a short, and that's it.
Yeah. Message dudes. He's done like 85 shorts in the past 3 days.
I know.
He's going to have a full video out of just from shorts. I've watched a bunch of them. I don't have that much time, even at a minute apiece. There's so many.
Yeah.
Did you happen to watch
those though?
Did you happen to watch the new video I put up today? The quick one.
The tow truck. Yeah.
That does not give it justice on how massive this truck is. It is basically a semi.
Oh, really? You can't really tell that from the video.
No, I noticed that when I posted it. It is. It's literally got semi tires under it. The cab is just an international cab, single cab on it, and the flatbed is just huge. He says he can literally put a vehicle anywhere on that, and he doesn't feel it.
Wow. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's also got airbags, so he can bring it all the way down to the ground, just tilt the bed. It's insane.
Yeah.
He was running a the hell was he running? A Dodge Ram 3500 or something like that, with a flatbed on it. Maybe it wasn't a 35. You did miss a video. I've actually been uploading videos left and right. I don't know why, but
so I'm wanting to build a tow pig eventually, and I would like to build like an OBS dually on air that's slammed with a trailer that's also on air, so I can slam it, so I can put all my slammed ass cars on it, because everything I own is a 1/4 inch off the ground, because that's how I like stuff. It's bad when you guys build two things to haul your cars around if you want to. So
how about an El Camino call hauler?
I would be for that. I actually would be for that.
You just have
cool.
How much you gonna be able to pull with that though?
He's talking about Matchbox cars.
No, you would basically take that shell and put it onto a frame.
Oh, you'd have to put it on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying. Yeah, that would work then.
Oh, you could do like a ramp back style bed on it.
Yeah,
all custom.
There you go.
And
you could pull a Fiat up there. That'd be the only thing you fit on. It's be a little Fiat, but I got a Fiat. If you want to buy the Fiat, you can put it on there.
It should Okay.
Okay, she says it's a Jeep, but it's a Fiat.
No, it's more because we've customized it.
It's a custom Fiat.
Yeah, it's a
custom
Fiat.
It's a Jeep.
Yeah.
I will have a video on a Fiat soon. Well, I say soon, here in probably 6 weeks, the rate I'm moving. But I got to put a motor in it, and we'll hope that fixes it. I've had this motor for like 1.5 years. It's been everywhere. It's been moved 4 times, set outside I know it had to have set outside at one of the places it was at. So we'll see if the one I got's any good. So this may be a disappointing video. I do all this work and put a motor in that's no better than the one I pull out of it.
Well, I've done that.
What kind of Fiat is it?
It's a 500L, 500C. It's the convertible.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, it's like a 14. I don't know. 2014 maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what year it is. It's blue. It's a blue convertible, and the interior is brown, and it looks like worn leather. That's the intent for it. It looks like an old piece of luggage. It's actually, that was the thing that drew me to it. It was like the interior looks like an old Italian piece of luggage. I thought that was really cool.
Wow.
So it goes well with the blue.
So David, you go to put that motor in, and it's like
Zapatero. ¿Qué opina usted del gobierno de Zapatero?
Pretty much.
That thing is so scary. That goat is what nightmares are made of. That thing, it's like, yeah. looks like that satanic statue there with the big goat head. That's what it reminds me of.
I got a bunch of these. I got to use them.
Yeah.
I got to use them.
So speaking of El Camino parts,
Oh, here we go.
I'm trying to make deals with people. So if anyone knows of anyone that has El Camino parts or any G bodies or 350 engines or 305s,
The problem is they're out in.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I hook you right
bunch of
up,
that
but you're
stuff
gonna have to
is,
come get
but
it.
Yeah.
but there's always a way. He
True.
finds
Well,
ways all the
Yeah,
time.
money. That's going to be money.
Well, okay.
Me and
So,
Cletus went to a junkyard 2 months ago now, back in December, and I had a bunch of all of that stuff that you're talking about right there. Had a number of El Caminos in there, G bodies, all sorts of stuff in there.
we had a guy from New York that was willing, and I wanted to call him, but I'm very old fashioned and I won't call him without Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, for more than one reason, but some of it is old fashioned world, and the rest of it is he knows more about all this stuff than I do. So it's kind of like win. So I wanted to call him,
Fake it till you make it, guys. I don't know shit.
but this one
I've been doing that for 44 years.
Yeah.
I still ain't made it either. I
Nope.
can fake it though. I get pretty good at that.
Yeah.
So Bow Auto Salvage is a huge yard up here, definitely. But the problem is they want like ridiculous prices. I
So,
use Central New Hampshire or Central NH.
So around here, they use all the junkyards are linked together through cars-parts.com. And you can go there and put in anything you want, and it'll actually tell you all over the U.S. for parts. So, most of them have prices. A lot of times you have to call, especially with older stuff. You're going to have to call.
right.
But like late model stuff, they always, 95% of them probably have a price for whatever you want. I do that all the time, and then I call them and be like, "Hey, blah blah has it for this much. We match them," and then every junkyard's always matched for me.
Yeah.
If it's a reasonable thing,
Yeah.
But yeah. So you might
What
want
was
to try
the
that.
name of that site?
It's
was the name of it
cars-parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's that part.
Yeah. The problem we're going to have is that kind of stuff is all going to be in the same kind of condition up here.
That's
Otherwise,
true.
it's going to be big moolah.
So, yeah, your best shot up there would have been to found a wreck that's been sitting for the past 20 years. That'd be your only hope,
I found one that they wanted like $2,800, and it had like 83,000 miles on it, and they were selling it as a parts car, but everything ran. But so I'm a very womanly person when it comes to. So he bought me that El Camino for Christmas. So even though I could find one that drives and works a lot better, and I would actually have more of a chance of driving it sooner.
It's not the same.
It's not. That has sentiment, and when we build it up together, it's gonna be memories, videos, time spent.
Yeah.
So that's my Hallmark moment.
Shut up, Meg.
That was mean.
Yeah.
I hit him again. He deserves it.
Okay.
Thank you. That's for me, Grady.
I don't care. It's funny.
Go ahead, hit him for me too.
His mom has
Hey,
me.
wait a second.
His mom has me pull
It's going to turn into domestic violence here in a minute.
Yeah, remember, we're being recorded. I can bring this to court.
It's okay. Your mom when you're a bit not nice that I pull
You didn't tell her to stop.
Yeah, where is Bob?
Yeah, no.
Hey, Ann, where is Mr. F-250 there? Haven't seen him in the chat yet.
Damn right, Ann.
Oh, gosh.
Damn right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
I don't even know what the
actually
audio
really
was
can't.
because I couldn't hear it. So
Yeah.
I will smash your face into a car windshield.
I always use the Joe Dirt.
Nothing, Dave.
I still.
Oh, why didn't we put that one up?
You want to fight? Why don't you stick your head up my and fight for air.
I'm sitting here this afternoon and I'm like, come on, guys, give me ideas for memes. And nobody says anything.
I was in the middle.
And then she brings out that one tonight.
I was in the middle of planning dinner. You know, the food you eat every night.
My mind's always blank. I just walk around in a fog most of the time.
Hope
for the best.
Why don't you tell them to come in for a little bit? I understand what's going on, so tell them to come in for a little bit. This will make them feel better. Watching us pick on each other.
Yeah. I'm in a fog right now because yesterday I decided, and I'm advertising this to everyone, please, we need more donors, but blood donation. I did Power Reds last night, which is a lot of blood, and it's so I'm a little under the weather for that, but I encourage everyone. We are in a huge blood shortage right now.
Why don't you tell them what else?
What? What else? What?
She gets home and she's like, I don't even know how I got home. I don't remember driving. I'm like,
fun.
What?
No,
That's like half my drives.
Well, because okay, the snacks are cool, but I was over an hour late even starting my appointment. So I grabbed the Oreos and the pretzels and the orange juice, and you know, you're supposed to sit around after for like 15 minutes, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted to go home.
You know better. I know.
I do know better. But you know, healthcare providers are the worst with taking care of themselves.
Yep. Never buy a car from a mechanic either.
Exactly. That's
It's
what I was
the same thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Is Shopcat in here right now?
I hadn't seen him, but
I hadn't seen him in there.
Yeah. She's talking about donating blood. I went 5 times within the span of, I don't know, a year and a half. And they finally told me to quit coming back because every time I would stop bleeding and they would just continuously poke me. And the lady was like, don't come back. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm trying to, you know, I'm O negative. So they really wanted my blood. But she was like, just don't come back. She's like, you're just hurting yourself for nothing. They never got a usable amount. Is what
That's
just
horrible.
a bunch of sticks.
I get
for
nervous.
nothing.
So, Shopcat, that's a lot of stuff there.
That's right, dude. That's why you don't sell your cars. You'd feel bad.
Can you guys see that?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Is that a flex?
So Shopcat just sent this to me and said that this was his wife, I'm guessing today.
Wow. It's unfortunate.
Is she okay?
Yeah.
Besides pride, is she okay?
Luckily, it didn't look like there was any damage to it. From what we could see.
Yeah. Hey, Cletus, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
How you feeling? Shopcat saying hi.
Hi, Shopcat.
It's hard for me to see the messages that are coming up because I have the camera there.
Yeah. We got Rush Limbaugh over here with the giant microphone and the 10 billion monitors.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I almost said hi, 113. How are you tonight?
I hope he's okay.
He's all right.
Where's the
He's
ego?
been hanging out for 27 minutes or so.
Yeah.
24:50.
Gosh.
There you go.
Oh, geez. Bruised ego. Well, that's better than anything else bruised, I suppose, man.
No joke. So 113, you still loving that building? I think I'm gonna try to put up a shop soon.
Yeah. My biggest worry that I had was, of course, I don't have the upper portions. The stuff you see back there is all insulation. I haven't covered any of that stuff yet. So my biggest worry was because I have a mini split, basically like a heat pump, that once it got below freezing, that I was going to have trouble keeping the temperature in here above freezing, which I don't want it to freeze because there's stuff in here that I don't want to freeze. But that thing has been perfect this whole time. The lowest it's been has been 50 degrees.
How large is your shop?
It's 24 by 30 with 12-foot walls. So 720 square foot floor, but of course the volume is massive. You can, I don't know if you can see that or not. That's not even the peak.
Oh, and
there's the peak
did
way
you
up
just
there.
spray foam the top?
Oh no, it's all spray foam.
It's all spray
but
foam.
You can see like where that hose reel and stuff is.
Oh, that's right. I actually watched your video where they
That's,
after the spray foam, you was cleaning off the studs or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember exactly what was happening. It's been a while, but
I wanted to. Well, you probably watched when I don't know. I don't remember which one it was.
I know you was talking about the spray foam, the studs, and they had to go in and scrape them down or something.
Yeah. That was right after they did it. I did a video before we brought everything in. So the bottom 8 feet has something covering it all the way around, but some of it is pegboard because at the time plywood was $70 a sheet, and I wasn't paying that.
Still 45.
The stuff I'm using is 3/8 plywood sheeting, and I get it right now.
Oh, 3/8
up to 27. Yeah, just because I don't need it for structure. I just want to be able to hang things anywhere I want.
Right.
So I have like 5 spots of pegboard still, but the problem is I don't have any way to hang those things on the plywood at the moment. So until I can take the pegboard down and put the plywood up, I have the plywood, but I don't know how to hang that stuff up yet. I don't have all the stuff to do that. So once I get that figured out, then I'll put the plywood back up. So
I've hung pegboard in the past in spaces so because it needs to set out so far. And what I did was bought 2x2 strips and just furred it out 2 inches, and that way you still use all your pegs and stuff. It worked pretty good. I mean, it was cheap too.
Exactly. I actually
hey Bob.
Hey.
Yeah.
I have some in the old shop, which is just little, not even a 1-car garage.
Right.
Sorry, guys.
He's doing pretty good though.
This question was for Bob, so I had to turn the camera. How's the coat doing, Bob?
Very warm, very comfortable. I love it.
F-250's not in yet. We're waiting for him. He'll come in at some point, hopefully. I don't know if everybody watched the 7-minute long video, but Bob ended up getting a mail call.
I mean, it's been my favorite video to date. Just saying.
It's the only entertaining one.
Bob was in it. It made me happy. I don't know. Can't wait for Bob to start his channel.
What are we going to name it?
Backstage with Bob.
There you go.
Dunkin' Bob.
You know,
Dunkin' Bob. I'd watch it.
I have
Him on his Dunkin' Donut runs.
Does
he stay there and hang out with people? Because it could be like him talking with the other, I don't know about there, but around here, all the older guys get together and they talk about stuff or whatever. It could just be them telling stories. I'd totally watch that.
We joke about this, but we think he might have some female friends over there.
Well,
Yeah. Right?
I don't want
That's just fine.
yeah.
What's going on? No nonsense.
So he's gonna kill me for telling this story, but I don't care.
Uh-oh.
So, by the way, this is Dad of the Year. Bob is, well, no offense to any dads here. To me, Bob is one of the best dads there could ever be. But one of the things he used to do to make us laugh is he'd take his hat and he'd turn it on sideways and he would pretend to be a rap star. And I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but he would call it Daddy from the Hood.
Ooh.
And remember Daddy from the Hood? Can't be bad.
We have
that too.
We have a new segment coming up.
Yeah. Can't be bad, but you can't be good. That's because I'm Daddy from the Hood. That's what he used to say.
That's your YouTube channel right
awesome.
there. It's Daddy from the Hood.
Totally.
He does live in Laconia.
We don't live in a hood. Well, I don't know.
Dude,
It doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
true.
We could still be dead. Oh my god. Good times.
We got 11 people in the chat. Make sure you guys are hitting the thumbs up. That lets the YouTube know I'm good somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm told to say.
I don't understand YouTube at all, so I'm just winging it. I had a
do, and
short
then I
this
don't.
week hit almost 800 views
Yeah.
in less than 10 hours. That's better than anything else I've ever done in that short a period of time. I don't
Oh, yeah.
understand YouTube. Don't get it.
Does
I
it snap
finally got a reel posted to Instagram, mostly because of laziness.
jacket?
And it got 3,400 views in like 20 minutes.
It does.
The first, I got it. My phone was just ding ding. I was like, "What the heck? I've never had anything like that." It made it to 3,800 views, and pretty much just stopped. Which was another half an hour later or so, and
Yeah.
then like my normal people that watch my stuff and go through the Instagram liked it. So I got I think I got it up to like 3,950 views on Instagram. Is how many times that thing got watched. But most of those were in like the first 20 minutes. It's like, whoa.
And I don't get how some stuff just gets pushed out and some don't. So
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense.
nah,
I'm doing TikTok now, so if anybody wants to see me making an ass out of myself, or
oh yeah,
you never know.
Not that I'm ever
When do
on
we
there
get
at all
to
or
see
anything, but
his ass?
Yeah, there is a video on there
Yeah.
that is
hey, thanks, no nonsense.
originally like 10 minutes of my ass. My brother has a channel that is called Brady's Ass or something. He's a very weird.
not following that one.
Yeah,
Me either. I'm out. You're on
I
your
could
own.
be biased, but I could watch it for hours. So
Well, you can do whatever you'd like,
and I
dear.
think there's something wrong with her.
Just fine. I'm not going to do that. It's where I draw the line on YouTube.
That's where you draw the line.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not doing that for YouTube.
But think of the views you would get.
You do anything for subs, but you won't do that.
That's right, but I won't do that. That's right.
I mean, I consider it, but
You consider it.
No nonsense.
thank you,
is,
no nonsense.
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out his channel, but
I have
he's
not.
really cool. I have to ask, where is the squirrel? Where is it Leroy? Leroy,
yeah,
right?
Where's Leroy?
Yeah, we've been watching, and the last few videos we haven't seen him. They literally have a pet squirrel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
Really?
the cutest thing. And every time they open the door, he runs right to the door and climbs on their shoulder.
It's really weird to see, but it's all at the same time. I'm like, I want one, and I don't even like squirrels.
And we already have tons of animals, but we would add.
I mean, around here, you could have a possum for a pet or a raccoon. Pretty common.
Oh, tell them the story.
I'm not going to tell him that story.
What? There's a possum that chewed on his head.
Hey, look, possums are awesome. They are. I think they're great.
Yeah, I got the name
A
right.
little evil
where is-
looking, but
Where is he? Yeah, that okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
just a quick and dirty of it. You got my AC here. It's like the middle of September, October. You know, it's getting cold, but I still run my fan on my AC. This is a couple years back before we got together. And my dog that's now gone was laying on my arm. And I remember like having a dream of something gnawing on my head and scratching at it. And then I wake up for some reason and I look over and I'm like, that's a big rat. I'm like, what? So I put my glasses on and I'm like, it's a fucking possum in my room. All right, so the story gets a little worse, guys.
Does it though?
it gets worse. That's better. All right, let's hear it.
All right, so I'm fairly cheap. I wash my clothes frequently, and I have a pair of pants. At that time, I had one pair of pants, one pair of underwear, and one shirt. All right, that comfortably fit me. So it was in the wash, and I had nothing on. So I start lightly. Tell me how you can do this. I start lightly screaming to my oldest to come help me get this thing out of here.
Lightly screaming. That is a statement right there.
I feel like you should start this story of there was a time when I was naked with a possum.
I was attacked by a possum when I was naked. Boom.
There
That's
you
a
go.
whole video all in itself.
Just make the exactly. Just sit there and tell the story.
It's the hook.
I have footage of this somewhere.
Yeah.
On one of my
I don't want to
files.
see that.
I don't need to see that either.
No, you don't see anything down there. You just hear me saying this thing was gnawing on my head. I don't know what's going on. So
I'm
it's
glad you
somehow-
told the story.
Oh yeah.
It's not done. It's the funny parts are pretty much done. The end of it is basically it somehow went into my son's room. We literally had to tear his room apart, and my buddy picks it up with oven mitts and throws it outside. This was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, your brain is like, okay, that looks like a rat. Why is a rat so big?
That is just nuts. Absolutely nuts. They have some wicked looking teeth though.
But they're actually really cute and they eat ticks.
Yeah, they're great.
They do.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
off.
They don't get rabies.
Oh, what?
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
wait, he explains it.
Yeah, he said in there.
He hit puberty.
And what's up, old car guy?
Yeah, but
What? So we're not going to see Leroy anymore?
that's no excuse.
Well, you hit puberty. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not, you know what happened to you when you hit puberty? You went chasing tail.
What's going on, old
I
car
mean, it
guy?
just happens. You can't even help it.
Right?
Staying out all night, making bad decisions.
Hey,
Exactly.
Goes for the fermented nuts.
Oh.
Talk about for like,
The grandma.
oh, my leg hurts.
Yeah, so I got a lot of embarrassing stories. I don't give a crap if you guys hear about them. You just got to catch me at the right time to say them, I guess.
I thought about the one out the window.
Window.
The window.
Sweet
Remember? Remember when I couldn't hold it?
No. What?
So, Forsaken, I got a question for you.
Fire away.
One, I want to know about this fight with dudes. I'm assuming that's from a movie, but
Mama.
I want to know what's going on with the van.
The
I
van.
watched the first 2 videos. 2, 3 videos.
So there'll be another video on it when it's not
Yeah.
frigid out. But it actually it seems to be running really well now.
Yeah.
After I put enough oil in it, it really helps. The
No
clatter
kidding.
from the valve train silenced out. It was fine.
Nice.
I bought that van for the twins, and I've
Yeah.
got nothing in it. I mean, so the hoping for this is if it'll just last me a couple of years, I'm going to buy a Rex Sprinter van and take all the handicap stuff out of it and put it in the Sprinter van or a Mercedes van or whatever, whatever the.
Well, so I can tell you, having worked at a Freightliner dealership that worked on Sprinters, don't buy a Sprinter.
Don't buy a Sprinter. Okay, good to know.
So at the time, and I don't know that anything's changed, in Arkansas, there's only one person who could work on them.
Really?
So they're difficult to get because Mercedes won't work on them.
Really?
You can't take it to a Mercedes dealership. Yeah, so look at like the Transits or the ProMaster
The-
Dodges.
Yeah,
Something
well,
like
yeah.
that.
The Ford is it the Ford Transit is the tall one.
They have 3 different styles. They have
Yeah.
a low roof, mid roof,
and they
and
have-
high roof with it.
Isn't the
So
Sprinter? Isn't that motor a Mercedes motor?
I don't remember exactly how the whole thing.
I thought it
worked on
was,
now,
but
but Mercedes dealerships will not work on it. It has to go to specific places for Sprinters, like Sprinter dealers and stuff like that. Now you can get minor stuff done, but they can't do anything that would be warranty, any of that kind of stuff with it at other places. And like I said,
there'll be no
Yeah.
warranty work. It'll be a wreck. So
correct.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, but like I said, even getting somebody.
but I
here
want to be able to
work
buy
on it.
parts.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so,
I don't know how those are with it. But we had people that came through that were stopping. They were traveling and they're like, "Hey, we got a problem with our van. We live in our van." Like, well, you can't stay here, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a week before we can get to it because there's just one guy. So, and yes, I'm all about the Transit.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll buy what I can find probably. When it comes down to it, it'll be what's available that I can afford to fit and it's still fixable. So I've done some light wreck rebuilds in the past. Actually, for the channel, I'm looking to start doing some wrecks probably spring or so. But that's the plan. So I just need this van to get us around for a while. But I bought it because I couldn't buy a lift for what I bought the van for. So it was like, this is a no-brainer. I have to have it. So, but I'm actually going to do a video probably like I said, when it warms up, it'll get another video. It's getting a full makeover on the outside. And I'll share with the group here. It's going to be army green and going to have the shark's mouth on it like they do the van or do the airplanes. And I'm going to do like the aircraft numbering and stuff like that on it. I don't know. It seemed like very utilitarian. So hello.
What's going on?
It blends in fine.
Yeah, I think I have some 113 stickers. I got a bunch of 113 stickers.
Yeah.
So much. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
That's awesome. And then Junker Clunkers, I like your background. It looks like a 65, 66?
66. That is what mine used to look like back in the day.
Nice.
8 years ago or so.
Awesome.
And this week's video's on that, right? Right, Junker?
Yeah, we talked, didn't we?
You pulling it in? Stripping it down?
I'd love to.
I would love to see it. I've been so as long as I've known Grady, everyone, what I've heard is real soon there's going to be a 66 Mustang on my channel.
So
don't kick a man while he's down.
Listen. I'm friends with him. I'm just going to keep kicking. Somebody got to push him. I've told him. I said, when you get into stuff that you don't know, call me. I'll take pictures, send it to me, send me a video. I'll tell you what I'd do. It might be wrong, but I'll tell you what I'd do.
See, the problem I got is I got to make a little bit of money so I can have heat in the shop to work on that.
That's true.
How big is your shop?
Everyone else's projects first.
I have so much crap to work on. I still have my mother's Focus. I have a video on that I'm going to have to do. My stepdad got in a wreck and pretty much totaled it.
It's been like a month ago.
That was a couple of months ago. So they've been running the basically his scrap truck is what, he just does scrap metal with it. And the thing's falling apart. So I happen to work on that to keep it going because that's the only vehicle they got. Now, my daily, which is my Jeep Grand Cherokee, my WJ, I've either blown the head gasket, which is a very good possibility because it keeps overheating and everything's new. Like everything is literally brand new. And then the Jeep that I had lined up for a new motor is kind of falling through. So I'm driving the F-350 and just killing even more gas. That thing is a gas guzzle. I liked having the sports car, which would be the new age Mustang, and then the everyday driver, which was the Jeep, and the truck when I needed it. So now I'm just with the truck. I'm kind of screwed. So having a one bay. You guys see the shop? It's tight.
It's not what it can't be 14 by 20, right? Or
that's
14
what I was wondering.
by 30.
Is it just a one car garage, basically.
Yeah, back to back, you could put two if you stuffed them.
Oh, okay.
But there's not much moving after that.
Yeah.
I used to be able to fit a Volkswagen Jetta and F-150 back to back in that one years ago. You falling asleep?
Forsaken Steel. Someone asked if that was a derby car behind you.
Behind me?
What?
No, it's the money pit behind me. If you'd like to see what several $1,000s can buy you and still not be a good car, right there it is. It's a 86 IROC. It handles better than it runs. Stops better than it handles.
Now, wait a second. In that car's defense, it runs beautiful. It just doesn't move beautiful. Oh, wait a minute. No, it was
True.
overheating, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it'd been in traffic for 2 hours sitting still.
That's right.
I'm okay with that. How often you just sit completely still? I mean, it was in a parade, so no movement at all, and it only got to 220. That's not really overheating in my book. 260, that's hot, but 220 is hot. But I pulled over
car?
just in case, but it was fine.
How mean is that one? Is that a derby car?
I know that is rough.
Be a quick derby.
If you haven't gone and checked out his channel, you got to go watch it. Go start from the beginning. Don't just skip around. You've got to start from the beginning because that's when he hooks you.
Binge watching.
Yes, exactly.
It's very bingeable. I do agree with that. And honestly, when I started the channel, it wasn't. I didn't care if anybody ever watched it. It was just for me. So I just wanted to document what I was doing, and then people started watching it, and I was like, all right, now what? So I had to figure it out at that point. And I think I've done really well for somebody that didn't intend to have a YouTube channel exactly. So
I hope to follow in your footsteps.
Yeah, well, good luck. I mean, my footsteps are pretty shallow. It's not that crazy around here. So, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube lately. Not in the I'm watching YouTube because I have nothing to do, but I've been watching it for research and watching some of the bigger channels. And I've been going back and watching what they did early. And I'm trying to avoid some of the things that look like they were definitely mistakes that they made. And I'm trying to set up a path to where it's sustainable content that will pay me, even though YouTube may never pay me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I got to make money.
Makes sense.
But if you're going to build the channel, you got to make money and do that at the same time. So that's why I was wanting to start building Rex, because I can build Rex and sell them and make plenty of money, and probably more money than I care to have. Or really, if I was serious about it, and YouTube would be a secondary income if it ever gets to the point that it pays me. And then if I can get to that point, I would branch out into apparel or whatever. And so I'm always looking for multiple streams of income, because that's how I've survived this way for years. So I've not had a real job in a long, long time.
So David, what you're saying is that you're a hooker.
I am. It's whatever it takes, man.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
He had to set himself up for that one.
Yeah, he did.
Who said he was smelly? What the heck?
What? What happened?
But yeah, so I just recently was like, if I'm going to do this YouTube stuff, I've got to be serious about it, because I wasn't serious about it really. I mean, because it was meant to document a trip for me that, and then once that was over, then it was like, all right, then what? I have no plan. Because there was never a plan of any sort. So I was like, all right, I need to make a plan.
And that's when I met you, and I kept being like, so what's going on? When's the next video coming out? Oh, I'm taking a couple weeks off. Yeah, that's not work for me. Get out in the garage and do something.
Pretty much what he told me. I had a lot going on. I still have a lot going on. But that's why I didn't
care. We kept calling him until he had another video.
Yeah. I finally got you one.
Yeah.
I even got Camaro content.
I know.
Eventually.
That one took a while.
There's still a few more to come on the Camaro, even before it's gets any major work. I still got to Dakota digital gauges and stuff for it.
I'm looking for that ocean too.
Well, dudes, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but stop buying vehicles.
Whoa,
look. No, this isn't that kind of thing.
That, man.
He had 40 last I knew, and that was months ago, and he just keeps buying. I'm jealous. Okay, what do you want me to say?
How many forks do you have in your house?
Tell us how you really feel.
Every one of them.
I just want some property with lots of junk.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right. I mean, so one of the things, if I build a garage, I'm going to section off a section behind it that's all going to be surrounded with Leland cypress, which is a shrub that grows really tall and thick, so you can't see through it. And basically, it's going to be my own junkyard. And that way I can park stuff back there. Nobody can complain about it. They can't see it. Nobody even knows it's there. And, I can just go get it and drag it out as needed or whatever. And that's part of the plan.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then if I'm ever like, I'd really like some more dry storage, I could put up just like a carport type awning back there for dry storage too. So I'm trying to think this out long term for myself. Even like I said, even if YouTube never does anything, I still need to make money. I still got to survive. But this we'll see how this goes. You never know till you try.
Exactly.
This is my smart ass brother saying that Mustangs are basically no good except for running into crowds. The joke's getting old, Eric. The joke is getting old.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's hilarious.
It's not
If
old.
They would stop
It's
doing
not old
it.
at all. Yeah. I hate to say it, but every time I see a video and I see a car, I'm like, come on, like you're adding to our quota. It's like we have to have a quota every month. Like, how many people did you run over?
I ran over a pole with a Mustang.
Yeah. So.
But that's because it didn't have brakes.
Why would a pole have brakes? That doesn't make any sense anyway.
Talk about the car.
Sure.
Hey, at least you knew you hit something. You weren't paranoid that you hit something and didn't hit something.
Oh, no. Everybody knew that was outside I hit something because I literally wrapped the car around the pole.
I get so paranoid sometimes. I was driving through a certain part of town, and I have a white vehicle, and all of a sudden, there's this news article. They're looking for a white vehicle that ran over a pedestrian, and I was like, I didn't feel anything or hear anything or notice anything. I don't think I hit anyone, but what if I did and I didn't know it? And I just it circled and circled in my brain. And then they're like, no, we're looking for a white truck. It was like, oh,
I'm here to turn myself in. I think I ran somebody over.
The fact that you have to question yourself, that's a little concerning.
Stick around. You'll understand.
I was going to say she wasn't here earlier so I donated blood and I did the power red. So I did I did a little more than the regular, and you're supposed to stay after, and eat snacks and kind of hang out. I didn't have time for that. So I just took all the snacks that I could, and I just started driving home, and it's like I'm just driving around and seeing a bunch of dark woods, and then all of a sudden I end up at this certain part, like an ice skating rink, and I was like, wait, how did I get to the ice skating rink?
And that's like 5 miles from where she got. That's terrifying.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying. There's nothing wrong with 40 vehicles. I'm just jealous because I want more. I was just giving him shit.
We can have as many vehicles as possible. I just need the bigger kitchen, too.
They get stabby.
It only takes one.
Sounds like he's been there, done that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's unfortunately it's not or fortunately, it depends on what way you look at it. He's not my biological, but we've been brothers our entire life, so we don't look at it any different.
So you were talking about the color vehicle you were looking for. Just reminded me. Have you guys seen that BMW paint job that changes colors?
Is that really a paint job, or is it electronically?
But it wasn't really.
It's LED. It's just LEDs all over a car.
Yeah. Can you imagine having an electrical problem? Have a pixel out, like on the TV. It's like
that's exactly what it is.
Or someone hacks into your car and starts messing with it.
Yeah, it's not LEDs, but it's that same vein.
Yeah, they said it's e-reader technology. It's the same thing. But you can do any color you want with it. So you could buy a car and it can be any color. You can have a red one or a blue one. I don't know how legal
tell everybody
because
hello.
Hi.
All right, now tell them bye.
Bye.
Is she gonna make a sign when you hit 600?
Probably not.
What?
I mean, at this rate, that may be 6 more months.
Gotta start doing those shorts like dudes.
That's so cute.
So I was listening to you earlier. I think it would be illegal because, if you change the vehicle of the color of your vehicle and they're looking for something else, but I don't know, too far in the future thinking a lot of people have those vehicle types. So
what about the digital plates that they're trying?
It's not practical.
What is
it's not practical at all.
It's just not practical.
Yeah.
The digital plates?
I hadn't seen digital plates.
Me either.
I'll see if I can find the video and send it to you guys. But basically, it's instead of having a hard plate that can get stolen or ruined or whatever, they have a digital plate. And if the car is stolen or if you're in a bolo or something like that, it'll come up wanted vehicle or
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just look it up on YouTube. It was quite a while ago. They were trying those out in California.
Yeah, but the problem is, if it can do that, then it's hackable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and what else are they watching you on?
Everything.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a friend that works at Oak Ridge, which is a national lab, and he, for the past several years, has been working on self-driving cars and technology for that. And he said the things that they can do with self-driving cars, this was 3 years ago, was so far beyond what you could imagine. But one day that would all make it to market. But he said that they had a fleet of self-driving cars already, at the company he worked for. And they sold, basically they did a lot of R&D for Tesla, and there was another company that they did R&D for, but they specifically was just for self-driving cars.
Some people just don't need to be behind the wheel, and I would prefer they be in a self-driving vehicle, but it's a free country.
Most of the people I was behind today.
So, just real quick before we go any further, Thursdays are a little weird, and I'm not sure how I'm going to be running these lives. But Old Car Guy and God, my brain's Old Car Guy is
3-6 fan.
Yes, 3-6 fan. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I've been gone today. They started their lives back up last week on a weekly basis, and theirs is now. So it's 8:00 here. I don't know what time it is, your guys' time. So if everybody in the chat, anybody that wants to go over and watch, I have no ill will. Just come back after. We'll probably still be on. I wouldn't mind some input.
I gotta go.
Same. No, I really have to go.
I'll stream that from my phone. Hang on.
Listen, I have no ill will with it. I don't know how to run these because everybody's got one, every night of the
week.
Too
bad y'all can't sync up, and
Well, so the big
There's
thing
just too many people.
I'm doing it not only to get out there, but for watch hours. And if you do it on another channel, you don't get the watch hours. That's the big thing. That's why I don't mind going on other people's and hanging out for hours, but there's one night a week I want to do it on mine.
Yeah.
How many watch hours do you have currently?
Not a lot.
Oh, really?
Like 2,500.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Overall, I have like a quadrillion, but this year was pretty slow.
But in the last 365.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It is 7:00. I do have to head out.
All right.
I'm not going to the other channel. I promise.
You can if you want. If you get done early, come on back. We should be on.
If so, I'll see you there.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
I was just thinking that I hadn't looked recently. I was curious how many watch hours I currently had. I don't even know.
Oh no.
I have some of my shop videos that have taken care of all of my watch hours and all that kind of stuff. I get lots of watch hours.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Yeah, I've had 6,308 watch hours.
Yeah,
past year.
6,308.
In the past year.
In the past, 9 months. Yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, YouTube makes money off of me. I don't make any money, but they're making money off of it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I mean, I had a huge spike in subscribers and all this stuff, and then I don't know, it just like fell off and went nowhere. So, but but I still get a lot of watch hours. A lot of people. I have a core 150 people that watch, or 130 people basically that watch everything I put out. You know,
I got like less than 20.
So Ann, I just want to touch on that really quick. This is a community that takes care of its own. So especially a veteran like Old Car Guy, he's been doing this way longer than I have. I do not want to step on anybody's toes. I'm going to keep this live going because people might just hang out, and he only runs for an hour anyhow. So
yeah.
After people can come on in and watch this, when they're done if they'd like to. But I definitely I don't want to take away from anybody else. So I just want to put it out there so there's an option and people know that there's another channel doing live. So you just got to show respect for other people in the community.
Yeah. There's an hour when it's easy to watch.
Shotcat, 300 hours is a lot. I remember when I first started, I had like, I don't know, I think when I hit 100-hour mark, I was like 100 hours. You imagine 100 hours? That's 2.5 almost 2.5 work weeks for the average person. I mean, that's a lot of hours. So 300 hours is. I just remember how I felt when I hit that first 100. I thought it was amazing that I still think it's amazing anybody watches my garbage. So
that's the same thing I say. And even at the hours I'm on right now, it's still like people are watching. It's really weird to think that I'm just a guy with a camera and I'm messing around editing a video and you're watching it every week. And it's very weird and humbling to think, Yeah, okay, dudes. Prove it. Let's see a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
I bet you he's so close to the 1,000 and the 4,000 right now, it's not even funny.
Yeah. I'm at 4,600.
You're at 6?
I'm at 4,600.
46.
Wow.
For the year.
How many subs you got?
Videos, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever get monetized?
299.
299. Just got to get that 90, not 300. It's 299.
Nope.
I understand.
298 before we started tonight.
There you go. I don't even know how many I've got exactly, but it's not as many as I want.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. I hit 570.
Not even quite a year old.
You got the 570?
570.
I'm hoping that by the time I'm off this, we were at 779. I want to be at 780. That's where I'd like to be at the end of this. But
of this live?
Yeah, that's pretty realistic, I think, considering there's a couple new people that looked like that came in. They've probably gone by now, but I've also got my comment chat set to subscribers only. Like you can watch this all day long if you're not a subscriber, but you can't comment.
Gotcha.
And
what's letting me comment?
Oh,
it's good.
Man, I'm getting ribbed everywhere.
Telling you.
It is not safe in here.
No.
This is not a safe space. If you need one of those, you need to go somewhere else. Sorry, buddy. You have to quit inviting us back.
So, Ann, are you going to try and get Rex in here tonight or no? Or, I'm sorry, F-250?
I know his real name now.
I actually know his real name, too, but...
Oh.
He goes
like a government name?
Three different names that I'm aware of.
Man of mystery.
Man of mystery. So...
International?
Oh, yeah.
I know that David watched it, but did you happen to watch the mail call this week with Bob?
I did not. No. I saw it, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet. I haven't watched much this week at all.
I'm starting to think that Ann was involved in it too. But they sent Bob a Carhartt jacket, a Carhartt snow hat, work gloves, and a really nice letter. It just it really got to us. That's when you know that you're starting to reach people is when you get something like that. And we were expecting a letter, but then we go to the P.O. box and there's a box and it's like, what is this?
Yeah, no.
We weren't sure.
From the past comments, we thought maybe it was like a fleet of Bob Bacon underwear.
Yeah, maybe it was Bacon or that was all $250. Are you going to try
That's
and get
really
him in here? My phone's dead. Otherwise,
He
I
said he
try.
was down for the count. and going
He's down for. He's in bed.
Mm.
All right. Well, maybe you can just pass this on. We just did a small little thing for him. I'm going to play it real quick, if you guys don't mind. It's very sad, and I wanted to do that with him in here, but it's okay if he wasn't. Maybe you can just pass that on, and I'm going to try and do something a little more in the next video. But I think we all understand losing an animal, and to me they're not just animals, and to Brittany and everybody else here. So I understand why he's down. When I lost Bobo, the one you guys see in the intro and the tattoo and the Jeep is named after Bobo. I didn't know what way was up for a couple of weeks, you know.
Yeah.
You got this friend following you, you know. I know the day after he passed and I went to go get my my Dunkins that morning, I turned around to wait for him and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Driving in the vehicle the first time was very weird. Very weird.
Yep, it definitely sucks.
Thank you, Ann.
22. Holy moly. That's a long time to be attached. I mean, dude, that will be tough.
Yeah. We have an old dog that we don't even know how old she is. We lost count. She was old when we got her, and she's old as hell now. And she's very mean. She'll yell at you if you get too close to her.
That's like me.
Yeah. I had to buy her a heater for Christmas because she's so low to the ground she can't get up on furniture anymore.
Oh wow.
And I'd say, I want to say that she's probably about 16.
Wow.
Maybe
Old
older.
for any dog.
But 22, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. What's the secret on that one? I got to know. And talking about dogs, Snickers is over here throwing bowls at us because he's hungry. What's next?
He had to let you know somehow.
Oh, he does. He's a very verbal dog. Come say hi, Snicks. Hi, buddy. This is Snickers. This is Snickers. Okay, you can't come all the way over here, buddy. I don't have a laugh.
You sure about that?
Oh, he's very verbal.
Yeah, tell us.
Okay. Why am I going to get hurt? I didn't pick you up. Mama did.
Oh, get that out of my face.
Did you share that picture of your dog on the hood past week? On Instagram?
Yeah, that was last week. That was
you did. You sent it to me. I didn't know if you put it on Instagram.
I think I put it on Instagram. Hey, no, that's chocolate. You got the chocolate.
That's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
Get the chocolate out of his mouth. It's Snickers.
Oh,
come on.
Don't eat the Snickers.
I think he already ate.
No, he didn't. Snickers.
He won't give it up.
Give it up. Oh, he's gone.
This dog's put away though.
Taking his chocolate and running.
He's something else.
So this dog, he does revenge. Like this dog does revenge. He was mad because I told him one day not to eat the cat. So with full eye contact, he jumps onto my bed, under my pillow, squats, and takes a big poop. And then it doesn't even end there. He got into the bathroom trash one Easter, and we were stuffing the Easter eggs for an Easter egg hunt for my church. And we had to go out and get more plastic eggs. And we had plenty of candy. But we got home. He was on the table somehow. Now, this dog's got hip dysplasia, but somehow he still got on the kitchen table. And he had somehow unwrapped every, Tootsie Roll and every candy there was. And he ate, each bag was 1 pound. He ate 2 pounds of chocolate and candy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could have survived 2 pounds of chocolate. Oh, my.
Definitely couldn't.
Dogs
One,
are like
Go Snickers.
dogs are like goldfish. They'll keep eating until their stomach explodes.
Oh
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Go Snickers. What's going on, Street Fox?
Fox.
Bryce, what's up?
Project Frankenstein. That's a good series. I like that.
Well, if you want to talk about it, come on.
Yeah. I always like watching people learn stuff.
Everything is a learning experience. I don't care if you know it, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, but
I've known things perfectly well that I couldn't do twice. So
doing that water pump again. The last time I did one of those was mine 10 years ago, and on that truck. So I kind of had forgotten what I did the first time.
Yeah,
it's easy to forget, especially after 10 years. You know, with this IROC, I'd owned, I don't know, 20 of those third gens at one point. And, you know, but it'd been 20 years since I'd owned one, or 15 years since I'd owned one, or 18 years, whatever. And I bought this one, and I was like, I don't remember any of this. I had to learn it. I mean, it was like starting from scratch. I mean, it's just been so long. Heck, I hadn't twisted a nut or a bolt on a small block Chevrolet in 10 years. So, you know, this is one of those things that it's basics, but it's still like, I used to know all these little tricks. I don't remember any of them.
I'm sorry, I missed one. What's going on, Mr. Mock?
Hey.
Like I said, I can't see with my camera set up, so I'm just clicking blindly.
Bryce, send me some stickers. I hadn't gotten any stickers, man.
And you know what? Same here. If anybody's got some stickers, send them out. That
you got mine, didn't you, Junkers?
Yep, yours is on the.
Okay, I remember that. I got a couple people I haven't gotten them from yet.
One of these days, I'll get off my rear end and get some made.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Reach out to Cletus.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's just so much effort.
It's not that much effort at all.
Listen, all you got to do is pull out your phone, click on Stuff with Cletus on Instagram, send him your logo, send him your money, and let his wife do the thing.
Oh, well, there's a.
I'm
going to get some shirts done for me too. And there's a local guy that does shirts and stickers, and I want to get some art done. And he's like, "Oh, I'll do it." So I don't know, but I've talked to him several times, but it's one of those deals where it's like he's busy, I'm busy. He has a real business. I mean, he does this for a living, so I hate to be just taking up his time for a handful of stickers and 3 or 4 shirts.
It's his business, though.
It is true.
That's her business too. So
he's very reasonable for making shirts. I was like, dude, that he was very reasonable on shirts.
Look at the screen, David.
What word? Well, hello, Street Fox. Look, I'm terrible at this chat business. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Try and run it.
I couldn't. There's a reason why I don't do this on my channel.
Yeah. Maybe one day, but since I don't have a webcam and a mic on my computer, I can't really do it on the iPad. So
yeah.
So that's my excuse for not doing it.
Have you run it live yet?
Me? No, I don't really have a good way to do it. I'd have to run it on my phone on the iPad. I don't have any way to do so since I have the iPad again, it's like I'm running on the phone. I don't have the chat. All I have basically are the 3 pictures of us. And then whatever you highlight, that's all I have on my screen. So I have to have the computer over here.
Thanks, Street Fox, for the sub.
Yeah, to be able to even see the chat. And like now I'm on Instagram because I was going to send the link to Forsaken Steel there. So I can't. So I don't have a good way to run it. I don't even have a chance to do it. So one day I'll spend the money and do that, but I'm lazy.
Yeah.
So YouTube changed how they do the streaming from your phone. You can do it at 500 subs now.
Can you?
I've been thinking about trying to do a live from my phone just through YouTube, mostly just to see how it works. If nobody watches it or comes to it, I don't care. But I'd just like to mess with it, kind of see how it works and whatever. So
yeah.
See you grabbing a couple tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here,
Well-
I sent you Forsaken. I sent you Mrs. Cletus. I don't know what to call it.
Mrs.
Type in
Cletus.
Spirit Designs. That's
Okay. Thank
I
you.
sent you her page.
Yeah, don't put the first half of that in there because it just sounds way too wrong.
Yeah.
Stuff with Mrs. Cletus.
That's a different kind of program.
No disrespect.
See if that page is already taken.
We even got Bob going over here. Yeah. He's gonna send me something in the mail that's probably not so good. Oh.
Showed Forsaken subscribe. Well, maybe that's something else. No, showed Street Fox subscribe to me, and so I should be at 300 now, but I'm still at 299. So
who's fixing up the bullnose? Ford? Shop Cat? I think I missed context there somewhere.
I think I might have not clicked something right. I don't know.
Oh, that Ramblin' Rose. Ramblin' Valley
Rose.
Ramblin' Valley Rose.
Going on.
So I'm not a big Ford guy in general, but I love those trucks. I love those bullnose Fords. I really like the ones with the 300 straight six. Man, those are great trucks. They were just.
They should be selling for a lot more money, and they aren't. And I'm not complaining, but
they will be.
Really,
just wait.
Give them a minute.
A buddy of mine actually bought one back in the spring that was what he called it was a papaw truck. It'd been spent its whole life inside. It had aluminum running boards. It had a little camper top on it and stuff. And I think he'd give like $2,800 or something like that for it, but it didn't run. He got it back to his shop, got it running and whatever. Took all the stuff off of it and just got it back to a regular truck. He got $7,500 out of that truck.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it was nice, but
yeah,
so they are going up, but they're just not nearly as fast.
Yeah, they should though. I agree. I think they're going to take off.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think that's the next. Like the OBS Chevrolet stuff is just hot.
What?
I think Ford's right. Those bull noses will be the next ones that.
Are you talking about the 80s stuff?
Yeah, the 80s stuff.
Yeah. Just because you don't like them doesn't mean they're not taking off. I mean,
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like them; they're just not my personal favorite styles.
Yeah,
I like them. It probably comes back to I put a lot of hours in on one. I spent a lot of time in it. I drove it a lot. That 300 inline six, we used to pull cars all the time with it. And it had a 5-speed. We went everywhere in that thing, off road in it. We pulled cars out of the woods with it, all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I just fell in love with it. It's, I was attached to that one, and now I'm attached to all of them because I was attached to that one.
Yeah, definitely helps, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, really nice 250 bullnose. That'd be nice.
Shade tree. I'm down to 13 Ford trucks.
Down to 13. Yeah, they add up at some point. Man, at one point those trucks were like $500 running.
Oh yeah.
You remember? I mean, it wasn't that long ago either.
No.
But I think they're headed in the same sort of way like the square body Chevrolets are. You can't buy a square body Chevrolet for less than $5,000 that's worth having. And I'm always looking. That's something I don't even like. I'm not a big square body Chevrolet guy, and I'm a Chevrolet guy, but I'm just not a big square body guy.
I am.
But I'm always looking for them to flip because they bring good money.
Here, that one's for you, Ann.
We'll talk to you later, Ann. Thank you for coming in. It's Car Mob. What's going on?
Car Mom. Didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Yes. Square body dudes. Let's talk Volvo. Who's going to help us do the Volvo? Come on.
I'm going to be there.
I know Dudes is into square bodies, but they just don't do it for me. Well, I mean, they do it for me if they're slammed or something, but it's like a average truck. Yeah.
Yeah, see, to me, it's I don't know. I guess I don't know. There's something about when they're done right. I like them. I think they're cool just to see, but it's just not my thing as far as I wouldn't spend any money on it kind of a deal.
So
I love them, but
the only ones I even like at all are the earlier ones, and I don't know. Here again, I'm not a big body guy. I don't know the years, but the ones with the round headlights, those are the only ones I even like at all. I think the square, when they went to the square and rectangular headlights, they lost me. I just don't think that grill looks good. But the earlier ones, I bet Dudes knows exactly what years those are. But
yes, he does.
They look good. I like them slammed, just really, really low, big wheels. But you could slam almost anything and it looks good, in my opinion. Everything looks good low. Just an opinion thing. I mean, even Mustangs look good when they're low. Grady didn't.
And we were talking the other day. There's a lot of stuff that I like and don't like, but pretty much anything you make it fast, I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't. Minivans. I actually like minivans, but station wagons. I don't generally like station wagons, but you make a fast station wagon, I'm in.
See, I'm a wagon guy. I love a wagon. I
like older.
I've had a lot of them. I mean, I've had a lot of wagons, and I don't know why I like them. I just do. So when I used to mess with them, I had a fast wagon all the time. Like my wagons were always fast, and they were sleepers back before anybody really was doing sleeper stuff. So, or sleeper wagons. So I had a lot of sleeper wagons, and they, it hurt some feelings. People
absolutely.
So, I don't know. There's just something about them. They were always a good time.
Yeah.
And now they're expensive.
Real quick before Dudes comes in. Thank you, Street Fox. That got me to 300. So I'm at 300 subscribers now. So square bodies then.
Dudes with
dudes with square bodies.
Dudes with reds. So, currently, if I do my math right in my head, I'm up to 20 square bodies sitting on a field somewhere. And
wow.
They ain't worth nothing to me anymore. Like, to tell you the truth, that was like my biggest, I'm going to own a square body. I'm going to own a fleet of them. I have purposes for all these trucks. They're amazing. You buy them for $300 all day long. I used to part those trucks just for having, a broken headlight. I mean, didn't matter. I've scrapped so many of those trucks. I have piles and piles of square body parts. And somewhere along the way, once people decided they were some kind of popular mecca of a truck, I stopped giving a crap. So it's really hard for me to turn the corner and be like, let's go build one of those. Cause I just get so low ambitious because everyone tells me how awesome they are. And then when you have a nice one, at least in this area, everybody's like, nice truck, daddy's money buy you that, and it's just, I'm just like, no, I've had them since before they were cool, bro. It's fine.
This was my work truck.
Yeah.
The worst part is I drove a 72 GMC through high school. So, that was my truck. And I drove that until I bought my first square body, which was at 1975. And then I bought a 1980. And then I bought a couple other ones. And I'll agree with Forsaken Steel here. Once they went away from a round headlight, which was 73 to 80, they lost kind of some appeal to me. My dad's always been a square body guy. They're the exact same cab from 73 to 92 if you go all the way into a 1-ton. And then you go K5s and Suburbans. But once they started adding square headlights, the symmetry all got off. Some people will say, hey, but it's a square truck. Square headlights look better, blah, blah, blah. I've had this argument 1,000 times with different people who love square bodies. I'm a round headlight guy. Every truck I've ever owned, I own a front end from an older truck to convert it to round headlight. So
that's what I would do if I had one.
Yeah. And everybody can tell you can't do that, but you can. It's actually a pretty easy process. You just got to weld some pieces into your cowl so you don't have water draining into the weird places. But it's simple. I don't know. I've could tell you anything you ever wanted to know about 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, square bodies. And at this point in the game, I feel like it's just wasted knowledge. It's just.
Yeah. I get that.
I have a lot of wasted knowledge, but still like to have it.
They're, like I said, I like them if they're slammed or whatever, but they're just so done now. They're just, you're right, dude. They're just so done. But I'm always looking to buy them because I'd like to sell them.
They'll come back around. They'll die out and they'll come back around.
For me, I've always been the guy. Like when I was younger, I trended after certain vehicles that people love. But then after a while, I owned so many vehicles that really just didn't matter anymore. And I just kind of tried to find my own identity with vehicles. Mm-hmm. And it took buying an AMC Gremlin to really identify the direction I wanted to go in. And my direction was, I want to show up to a car show and be the only guy that has something of this vintage here. I don't want people to be like, hey, go park it in the 25 car row of Chevelles or, all the other square bodies that are here. I mean, I remember driving a G-body Malibu and literally showing up to park next to G-body Malibus that looked almost the same. Showing up at my buddy's dad's 67 Chevelle where there was literally 3 other guys that had the same color car and you couldn't tell the difference. So it was just like, this whole fad of let's drive what everybody else drives or what's popular or what's expensive, it falls down the tubes for me. That's my own personal opinion. Every time something gets popular, I usually steer away from it. I mean, just lately, I got a really good deal on a Chevelle. I never figured I'd be a Chevelle guy because it's not my cup of tea. Too many people have them. But anymore, the Chevelles have kind of gone to the wayside, and everybody's worried about this, that, or the next thing, square bodies, for instance. So it's like, well, Chevelles are coming back into their own for me because they're not as popular.
Oh, 70 Chevelle with a cowl hood. Oh,
I've done quite a bit of work on Chevelles lately with a friend of mine, Troy. He's been on the channel. I did some stuff on a first-gen Camaro with him. But I've never been a Chevelle guy in general. I mean, I like them or whatever, but I've owned a couple, but I've never really gotten really into them. But being around him, it's all he does. He just restores Chevelles for years and he makes some crazy money with these things. And the prices are really going up on them still, but you don't see them done nearly like they were. Used to, everybody had one. I think that's why you don't see them as much now, is because now you have to either buy one that's garbage and fix it, or you have to have enough money to buy one that's $70,000 or $80,000 if you want to know.
Yeah. And I think the same instance comes into Tri-Fives. Tri-Fives became so expensive and sought after for such a long time. I think YouTube's a good example of we're bringing back junk Tri-Fives that people would have just scrapped to keep the hood.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that same thing's happened with Chevelles. The beater trend, this ratty classic, has definitely saved a lot of cars that otherwise would have been scrapped for a set of wheels. It has done a lot of things for a lot of classic cars that I think would have just been destroyed by time.
Oh, I agree. Because people were really, four-doors. There was a time you couldn't give a four-door car away unless somebody wanted to pull the front end off of it and put it on a two-door, or pull the drivetrain out to put in a two-door. But people are building four-door cars now, and I personally like them.
The funniest thing about that is me and my brother-in-law have both trended towards four-doors just for that reason, because I can spend more money on making it reliable and nice and cool rather than just having a two-door. I've had people with my wife's four-door hardtop Impala, which is
beautiful,
a perfect four-door. You can't say anything bad about it. I've had people walk up to that car and be like, yeah, it'd be cool if it was a two-door. And it's like, I need you to step away from me, please, before violence happens. So, it's everybody has their own opinions and their own tastes. My thing has always been, if you enjoy it, screw everybody else's opinion.
Yeah. So I really love a four-door hardtop. That look to me is just amazing. You just with all the windows down, there's the roof line's so big on them usually. I don't know. I just think that's so cool looking. I love a four-door hardtop. Anything almost.
And I think the craze of wagons values blowing up is a perfect example of having four doors doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it does.
When you look at a wagon, used to give those away for derby cars, and now good luck finding one that isn't a ratted shell for $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been looking for a just a Caprice style 80s body.
You want
It doesn't even have
80s?
to run, and I can't find one that's less than $2,500. That's basically stripped.
It's
just too
80s
much money.
Caprice.
80s Caprice are
Wow.
really easy to find. I wouldn't.
Well, I had several, and I really like those, but I can't find them they're either all wrecked or they're missing half their interior, and I still want $2,500 for a non-running car, and I'm not paying that. So I'll find one. It's just a matter of time.
I think it's going to matter where you are too.
Yeah, it's true.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know where you can pick up a $2,500 now. It's not an 80s, but it's 93, so it wouldn't be the LT1, but a Caprice wagon.
Right.
I've been hounding the guy about it for 2 years. So.
I had also had a Roadmaster, a 96 Roadmaster at one point, a LT car. Man, that thing drove like a dream. That was one of the best cars I've ever owned.
Those things are kick-ass. I would love one.
See, my dad, that was one of the cars I learned to drive on, was a 94 Roadmaster 4-door. And it was top of the line. It wasn't the LT, which was fine. But, I mean, it was Posi, auto-leveling suspension, all the nice interior. And that car was excellent. That was one of my dad's cars that he bought almost new. I think he was only 3 years old when he bought it. And he drove that car up to, I think, almost 220,000 miles. And literally he had a shock come off. And we jacked it up to figure out why the shock was broke and figured out the whole frame had fallen off the back.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
And it was like, well, I think this one's done, Dad.
Yeah.
Have you seen the actor? I can't remember his name. He's on the American Top Gear that has the Buick Roadmaster.
Rutledge?
Yep.
No, it's the new one.
No. Yeah, I've seen his Roadmaster.
It's freaking awesome.
Dak Shepard?
Is that right? Yeah, that sounds right. My brain is stupid at the moment. I can't think of his wife, but that's the whole reason you know him. Kristen Bell, her husband. Yeah, that thing's cool, and I can't stand the car. I think they're hideous. I think they're ginormous, ugly.
I don't think they have a great
That's my
look.
opinion with them, but no.
So
And
even when I had
white with the
mine,
wood panel,
mine was a white car, wood paneling, tan leather interior, loaded. It had every option that you could get that year. It had a posi tracker in, and it was just a great car. And what did we do with it? I lowered it, started driving it around, and somebody offered me money for it. The only thing I did was lower that car. And
really,
it changes the look of them. You get those things low to the ground, and they just look different. And I sold it and, tripled my money. And I drove it for quite some time, but that's the only thing I ever did to it. No, I did put a water pump on it, but that was it. That's, nothing.
I've seen it with LS swaps, and that just makes the car.
Yeah.
Well, but they had LSs in them, didn't they?
There's an LT. LS wasn't even
okay.
it was 96. So 98 was first year for the LS and anything that wasn't just a Corvette.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Dak Shepard is the name, and his has 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
700 horse. Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
He spent some serious money on that thing.
Yeah, because his I think originally bought as a family car too. I think it's the story behind that car. He bought it as a family.
I think it's like
wagon.
his dad's or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's insane.
So, thank you, Car Mob and Street Fox there. Yeah, we're 19 away of. We actually got 781. So we're 800. Oh, dude, we know you got more than that. Come on.
I don't got any, man.
Yeah, I know. He's just gonna pop up at like 50,000.
Yeah.
You never know.
If he was that high, he wouldn't be doing those shorts like crazy.
You never know.
That's true.
Not wrong.
50,000, you want 60,000.
So YouTube just monetized shorts this past, a couple months ago. It was really recent. So now they've monetized those. So might as well do them.
I've done way too much research. YouTube has become, crappy for me in the aspect of I don't watch it for entertainment. I try to, but anymore I just watch what works. I watch it for research purposes, and I'd really like to get back to watching it for entertainment. So I do have my own personal channel, which is completely separate from anything that you would think I'd be watching. And I just sit over there and I watch it occasionally. And, I come back over here and I watch everybody's channels and I try to support everybody and I do that. But it just comes back to, I've done enough research to know absolutely what works. But then it becomes a problem of ethics and just straight up, I'm not going to steal content and repost it.
Right.
And I watch so much of that going on in YouTube that I feel like it's really hard for a lot of little guys, like everybody here, to succeed because there's just a flood of reposted entertainment that it made 1 million views. So 8 different people grabbed onto it and did a reaction video. And you got these guys that have 100,000 subscribers in 5 months and just blowing up and acting like they're just a mecca for entertainment. And they're just some douche sitting over there silently reacting to hey, this is a video that's been out there for 18 years and it's done really well no matter where it's reposted, and I'm reacting to it. So come watch me, and it's just,
wow.
Reaction videos are the lowest rung of the ladder in the YouTube world, in my opinion.
Correct.
I haven't seen those, and I guess there's a reason why.
You're not missing anything.
You're not missing anything. So, what I want to do starting this year, and that's why you've seen all the shorts, is it's winter for me. I don't have a lot of content to put out. So it's really hard for me to create a weekly video. I've not been able to do that. So I'm remastering some of the stuff that never got any views. I'm pulling videos out of existing content to make shorts out of. And I'm going to essentially run what I'm classifying as an ads campaign. So all the shorts are an ad. I mean, you can look right at it, and it's just an ad to try to draw everybody towards YouTube. I haven't had what would be classified as great success with it. I mean, it's not like I'm kicking doors in with it, but I mean, I'm averaging views, which are something, and I'm averaging a good growth in subscribers. I mean, it's not huge, but it's consistent. So I'll take the consistency, tell myself it's working, and just keep doing it. I want to do it for 1 to 2 months, and then roll into consistent everyday posting a short plus a full-length video once I have some more stockpiled. And if that doesn't get somewhere, we'll be into April by then. Hopefully the Volvo video will do something. If that doesn't go anywhere, I'm probably going to kind of take a little separation from YouTube for a while, because I think I need to reestablish what I need to do to succeed. So that's kind of the short-term plan.
Dudes, my opinion is you have gold. You have a lot of vehicles. I know that time is tough, but you could do an entire series on one. Hey there, David.
Sorry about all that. I had to move my heater.
One video a week on, like you did with the Suburban.
Yeah. Well, you could do, exactly like the Suburban and a couple others you've done too, the International and stuff like that, like a Steve Vignante kind of thing, because you have that knowledge that we don't have with it. So you can go out there and pick a vehicle, spend 5-minute video or something just talking about that vehicle. And I mean, that's stuff I'd watch. I think your videos are great anyway. So I thought the Fire Hazard Fairlane stuff was a lot of fun. So I was kind of surprised you took those and redid them. But I understand if they weren't doing well, then you need to do something better.
The problem with the Fire Hazard Fairlane, and I'll admit this, we're all learning with YouTube, and there's a dramatic difference of where I was a year ago to where I am now. So, I mean, just even being willing to buy the proper video software and editing videos instead of doing it on my phone has been a vast improvement. I do think there is a gap between people that are willing to watch a 48-minute video of me walking around a Fairlane. So, I mean, it comes down to that just wasn't good content. I mean, I'm not too prideful to say that.
I don't remember seeing the 48, man. I must not have seen that one.
Yeah, all my videos for the Fairlane were roughly about 36 to 40 minutes long. And it was a lot of babbling and a lot of ums and a lot of just bad video work.
So my stuff, I gotcha.
Yeah. So the remastering of those, I really will think that I think that'll help that project. And that's one of my biggest steps. I've remastered those. And the craziest part is, like, when I cut those videos down, even on my phone, they were 2.5-hour videos that I cut down to 48 minutes. And I thought I was doing really good. And I had a bunch of retakes that I cut out of there. And then I really sat down and I learned some more editing stuff. I took YouTube classes on how to edit videos, because I'm like, I'm obviously doing this wrong. I'll pay $20. I'll join this stupid class and they'll show you some good editing tips. You know, if you don't want to do that, don't do it. I'm not telling anybody to do that.
Yeah.
I think it helped me. You know, the international video was the first video I put out that was truly edited in a new fashion. And it's one of the first videos that I honestly was like, I like this video and I would watch this video.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I didn't really feel like a lot of my stuff was watching. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I disagree.
moving forward, I want to see more like the international video. I've remastered 3 of the Fairlane videos already. I'm going to release them in succession as like a weekly thing up to the point where I get parts for the Fairlane and actually get it back to where it drives again. So that's kind of the goal with that. It's going to be like a 5-week series that's going to come out here sooner than later. But the craziest part about those re-edits for me was I've redone those re-edits and I took a 48-minute video down to a 12-minute video. And you wouldn't even think that that's a lot, but at the same time, it took me 5.5 hours to edit that video.
Yeah.
So it's just, it hurts my head how long it takes, but you're literally just cutting out fractions of seconds throughout the whole video just to keep everything moving. And then you rewatch the whole video, which takes another 15 minutes. And then you edit it again, and then you rewatch it and you edit it again. And you're just sitting there rewatching it 12 and 13 times. And then you're just going, okay, I think it's done. And you just cut yourself off, and then you watch it a day later, and you're like, all right, I need to re-edit again. There's 2 more spots I want to cut out of there. And you just kind of try to keep that flow as much as possible. And I want to get down to 6 to 10-minute videos because I think anybody can watch a 6 to 10-minute video and be happy with it. And on average, my videos only get watched 6 minutes anyway.
I'm about 2 minutes.
If you're getting a 6-minute average watch time and you cut your videos to 7 minutes, your average watch time, I bet you will drop to 3.5.
Well, see, I thought that too, but like my newest video proved the point that I cut it down, and it was an original remaster, the newest video I put out, and they all carry a 6-minute watch time.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
My watch average watch duration has dropped some, but my average video length has dropped dramatically. Everything. I mean, I've got a lot of over an hour videos, but I've cut like 40 hours into an hour. It's 40 hours of work into an hour. Sometimes more than that. So in the older videos, but recently I've just not been doing much. So they're just shorter videos because they are. But I also do a lot of, like I said, I've been watching a lot of YouTube for creating YouTube, not watching YouTube, which really kind of ruins YouTube.
Yeah.
But what somebody, and I wish I could give credit to whoever said this. They said that you should basically make your video a highlights video, and everything that's in it is a highlight, or it's not worth publishing.
That's exactly what I've been trying to do.
That is it's a very hard thing to hear and then try to do it because, I don't know. That's why my videos got shorter partially, was because I cut out so much stuff. So now I'm trying to make things more entertaining.
Sorry.
That might be mundane, but that I think still need to be in there.
You need everything to flow. I mean, if you have an hour of video that flows, it's great. Like I watched that international video, and anybody can watch that and tell me I'm wrong. I'd love to hear from everybody on it. But that's a video you can watch for 12 minutes, and you don't feel like it's 12 minutes. There's no part where it's just slows down, and that's kind of what I want to get to. Is it's one of the simple things you don't think about. It's like there's good content in everything you make, but it's those simple parts where you're just like, you're picking up a tool and you're walking over to the toolbox to get another tool and you're filming that the whole time and you leave it in there. It serves no purpose to the video. It's just something that needs to be removed. And I think a lot of people miss those little things.
That's what I've been working on doing.
So that's something that I spend a lot of time on too, is just cutting the moments that I'm not in frame or nothing's happening.
Correct.
Yeah. There's no talking or anything like that.
One of the problems I have is I need to get to where I'm a week ahead of myself, realistically.
Yep.
but I'm not. I've never been there, but I really want to start. I'm trying to get to the point that I'm doing 2 videos a week, but 2 20-minute videos a week instead of 1 hour video a week. It's the same amount of, same amount of effort, but 2 a week. I think YouTube would kind of likes that. They want to see you produce more. And, that's just what they want. The more you put out, the more they like you in general. As long as people are watching.
I definitely think there's 2 roads to take. If you're the guy that blows up and can do 1 video every 2 weeks, they prefer that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you're the guy that doesn't get the views, which they're okay with that too, they're not going to promote you either way unless you're blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
But volume matters. There's a lot of channels I watch that they only get 2,000 views per video, but they're putting out a video 3 times a week. So it's not a 20,000 view video, but over a week they're getting 20,000 views overall. So then YouTube's still promoting their stuff. It's all about volume. So I think if you can create great content, that's great, but I think that's a really small percentage. But volume does help. I mean, it doesn't matter. That's the other part of the equation. If you can't make videos that are getting 20,000 views, make videos that get 700 views 4 times a week.
Yeah. So, quick question: what do you guys use for video editing? What do you got? What software do you guys use?
I use Power Director.
No, I went the old Movavi. I don't know what the hell I'll pronounce it.
Movavi.
I think I tried them at some point.
Spell that again, dudes.
Movavi.
No, that's not one I tried. There's one that's similar to that I tried. I tried a free thing, and so I do everything from my phone because I record from my phone. And the biggest reason I like that is I can edit it wherever I'm at. Sometimes, I'm in the car and I have to edit, I've got 15 minutes. I'm going to edit or whatever. So I don't have time to sit in front of a computer. I just don't. And that's why, but I use Power Director on my phone and it works really well. And then I've tried it on the PC and it's awful. Same company, but I couldn't navigate it at all.
See, I tried to. Go ahead.
Try Filmora is what I use.
That's what you use.
I think I pay $40 a year for the licensing.
And see, I didn't want to pay for a license, so the software I bought is just a one-time fee. And I figured that if I pay for it once and I hate it, then I don't have to keep doing it. I feel like if I keep throwing money at something I hate, I'm just gonna But $40 a year isn't bad. I mean, that's pretty affordable.
I don't mind spending money on something if I feel it's a benefit to me. But, and I used several different softwares before I got to Power Director, and I just thought it was the easiest. And now I've really gotten into it, and the more I do with it, the better I get, and the faster I get and such. So,
and that's just it. I'm definitely still learning this new software I purchased, and it's getting better as I go. But my biggest problem was my phone kept having an issue. I downloaded a bunch of different softwares, tried them, but then my cell phone, because I got so much on it and I'm doing so much with it and I probably need to upgrade, I would get this auto sync issue to where my audio would actually fall slightly off the video because it wouldn't process or compile it correctly. So there's actually a lot of videos I've had to go back and re-edit to fix the audio issues. So it's like, it drives me nuts. It's something that probably nobody would ever notice, but I notice it.
So some of mine will be that way. But if what I've noticed now, this is Power Director, and it may not work for anybody else, but if I shut it completely down and come back in with the video still in there, it'll almost always fix itself. And if I do that before I upload, it's fine. But if I don't close it and go back in, it'll have that audio sync issue, which there again, I'm probably the only person that notices it, but it's there.
Yeah. That gimbal that I bought, the audio on it is horrible when you first start recording with it. It's really low for like the first 10 or 15 seconds, and then it goes to full volume. I don't know why. So I have to go in and edit the audio in the video, and it jumps up, but it kind of progressive. So I have to go, like 5 seconds, stop, boost the audio all the way up. Another 5 seconds, boost the audio even higher. and then the next, or well, actually just a little bit lower and just a little bit lower. So in a 10-second clip, I'm doing like 3 or 4 different things where I have to drag the audio down on them. Otherwise, you can't hear it, and then it's screaming at you, basically. So I have to figure that out.
I've been looking to buy a gimbal. What brand did you get? I'm going to avoid that one.
No, it's awesome.
You like it other than that?
Oh yeah, it's I can't reach it. It's a DJI OM5. Now I use an iPhone, and that's the one that most people recommended using the iPhone.
Really?
If you don't have an iPhone, most people didn't recommend it because you don't have access to all of the features with it. So
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone.
it's still good, but it doesn't work as well. So
yeah, I've been wanting one. I found that when I first started doing this, I didn't move a lot. Everything was very confined to one space. My camera was on a stand a lot. Yeah. And now that I find myself doing other stuff, I think a gimbal would really clean up my video and take a lot of the shake out of it. And I can do cool shots with it. There's so much you can do with them.
Absolutely. One of the things that I cannot stand, I don't care whose video it is, it does not matter. I do not like shaky video. So when you're walking with your phone and it's shaking, I cannot say that will get me to stop watching a video faster than anything. Because it just trying to turn this on.
You don't like a little shaky cam?
Just a second. I cannot stand it. So that is really why I bought this. It'll turn on.
He watched Blair Witch Project and it ruined him for life.
Yeah, exactly.
So am I the only one that uses a GoPro?
I want one.
I guess. What do you use, dude? The phone? Still?
I just use my S10.
The rest, yeah.
So
it's so smooth. I mean,
I love it.
I did buy one of those gimbals, but the problem I had with the dang thing is it would get off level, and then all of a sudden you'd be in the middle of a scene, and all of a sudden it'd be like, and it'd spin the camera on you. And I was like, you Taiwanian piece of junk.
Yeah.
So far, most of the issues I've had have just been me learning how to use it, basically, with it. So there's so much it'll do. That's the biggest issue with it.
So yeah, the better ones have tons and tons of features. And I think until you know how to use them well,
I didn't buy a better one.
Yeah,
so
I did.
That's what I use is the GoPro 8 Black. It's called 8 Black, I think. The volume on it is mint. Everything on it, I absolutely love the thing. I didn't think I was going to like a GoPro because technology and shit. But
well, I will say this: I have had people say, "What do you use to stabilize your camera?" And it's like 90% of the time, I'm just carrying it. So
yeah,
yours is really good. I really like the International Harvester again, or the not Harvester, but the International, because you had somebody else driving, and the other ones were okay, but that was better because you had somebody else driving, so you were holding the camera and kept it a lot steadier, and it was easy. So you're not trying to shift and steer and everything while stuff. So that
was the deal.
Nice about that.
I knew we weren't going to get good camera of that, and there's actually probably 32 minutes of footage of just driving.
Yeah,
that was the only scenes that were really usable. Because there was parts where you'd hit a bump in that truck, and it was like I thought I was going to lose the phone to the floor.
I don't know if gimbal's going to stop that. But
it'll slow it down, but that's all it's going to do. It's still going to hit there. Yeah, it is what it is.
There's still a lot of stuff that you have to do with the gimbal to keep it steady. They have different walks, the way you hold it. I've watched way too many videos. That's what I've been watching lately. It's been videos on that. About how you hold it, the way you move your feet and everything to keep that steady too, because you can still move your hand and it's, the camera's still moving. It's more about, being smooth with panning.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. Because it seems like, whenever I use it, it seems like I move wrong. And then all of a sudden it decides it wants to change direction. Like it thinks that I'm going completely the wrong way and it flips the phone to 9:16 landscape when I'm trying to do, and I get mad at it and it gets thrown across the garage. So it doesn't work any good.
Yep. Mine is still, there's a lot of that. Now I haven't had that similar issue with it. The biggest issue I have with it so far, and again, it's still learning with it, is getting it to track the right thing. So I put up the short of the motorcycle where I kind of walked around it. That took me 7 or 8 times to film that little 14-second thing, because as I was going around, the phone would not follow the way that I was going around. So I'm walking this way and the phone would go the opposite direction, not realizing where I was going. So it took me a little bit to figure out what it was doing and how it was doing that. But again, it just sometimes it has a little bit of a mind of its own, and I have to figure out how that works. So
yeah, I'm just hoping once we get back to summer months, well, I have a lot of things that need to get done. So it's going to come down to make YouTube stuff or get things done. So that's one of the only reasons why I'm like, I might have to take some time off, because I'd rather just get things done and be able to film it than worry about trying to get anything uploaded, or, it just gets to the point where, like, I've been trying to do an F-150 and just do some how-to videos in my garage, but I waste so much time filming that things aren't getting done. And it's just, I can't waste the time out in the garage and have to do everything else and still be able to film it. And then it just makes me mad, because I'm just like, I'd like to film this. I think it's good content, but I can't get anything done. I waste 5 hours out there tearing apart lockouts, just showing videos on how to do it. And then it's like, I could have been done with this, like both sides all day long.
That motorcycle behind me is a Cletus's motorcycle there. It's going to be, that is the perfect example of that. So that thing really should have taken a couple weeks with it. But the fact that I was trying to film stuff with it, there's so much stuff that I filmed, like taking the carburetors out, cleaning the carburetors. But then when I set it on the counter and started working on the carburetors, I went out of frame. So I was over here working on the carburetors, and the whole entire video, which I didn't know until after I was done with the whole video, as far as, I did all the work, I got the carbs ready, I was putting them back in and everything. And I went in and uploaded the videos and was like, oh, all of the carb cleaning is gone. So all of that time that I just spent filming all of that hours worth is all trash. There's nothing I can really use off of it. So I may use it in a time lapse later on or something. So I haven't deleted it, but it's just, I have a bunch of that with that where I'm just not in frame, or, there's some problem with it. I built a air tool holder rack, and I mounted the tripod on my table. And then I kept whacking the table. iPad's actually doing good with that. But I was whacking the workbench while I was working on it, because I was drilling and having hard stops, and the whole thing would just shake. And so that whole thing got ruined because the whole point of me working all got shaky with it. So again, that's probably a job that took, I don't know, should have been 45-minute job that probably took almost 3 hours because of the filming and everything and repositioning and stuff, that when I went to upload it, it was all junk. And I've tried to stabilize it and stuff, so I may end up posting it at some point, but now I have a better phone and the video quality is better, and I'm like, is it really even worth posting? So yeah,
bloopers.
Just a waste of time.
Bloopers.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trying to store some stuff and do that, but that's a lot of editing.
Dude,
25 people that watch my videos. I don't know that it's worth all that yet.
75 people.
No, 25.
25?
That's my hardcore. I usually get, even my crappiest video will get about 25 views that I don't even post. Like I have the 3-part with this motorcycle doing the final drive on it. I've only posted the first 2. The third one, I was supposed to get it up today, but I didn't get a chance to get it done. It's all edited. I just need to get it uploaded. And the first 2 have about 25 views on them, and I haven't posted anywhere that they were even up. They're just on YouTube, so it's people that already subscribe and follow. And the funny part is like 70% of them are non-subscribed viewers.
It does get better. I remember when I came back, I was at like 312 subscribers, something like that, and the videos I put up in a week's time would get 6 to 10 views, depending. But now in a week's time, we're usually topping out between 50 to 120. Yeah. So they're getting better.
Well, and I really appreciate everyone who actually subscribes and watches my channel, because I feel like most days, if it wasn't for those people, I wouldn't have any views. So
yeah.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I've got a hardcore, about 120 people or so. I'm pretty sure they'd watch me, dry linens outside. I don't know. I think they'd watch anything. And I really appreciate those people. And it's hard to convey that, how much you actually appreciate them on film. But I try to do that. But it's really tough, because that's in this video that I recorded this time. They're my crew. I go everywhere alone. I do everything alone. So that's my crew. I feel like I'm riding with 120 folks everywhere I go. So
well, and I think it was CP, but I'm not sure. I was watching another live, and they were talking about, if you think about the amount of views that you get. So, say I get 25 a week. I'm not going to stand up and talk to 25 people. That's just not going to happen. So the fact that even 25 people are watching my videos, that's awesome. Because again, that's, I don't want to stand up in front of a group of 25 people and talk, much less, 100 or 1,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
That was weird.
So
I really appreciate, again, even 20 viewers, 18 viewers with it. That's awesome.
Out of Order Garage. You must be new. I'm sorry if you're not, but I don't recognize the name. Welcome. Come on in. This is
a great name.
That is an awesome name.
It is a great name.
If you're new here, this is just our weekly BS chat. There's no plans. We just chat about whatever, and you're more than welcome to put everything you want in the comments, as long as it's PG, ish.
Maybe new here, but he's not new to YouTube.
Yeah, he has a channel. So
yeah, I'm already following him.
Oh, I'm sorry if you've been in here before, but I don't recognize the name.
He jumped in earlier today. That's where I saw the name.
Okay. Sometimes it's hard to run this thing and acknowledge everything too.
Oh yeah, that's why we let you do it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
So I heard another YouTuber, and I don't remember where or why or what I was watching, but say that if you think about it, could you afford to take all your subscribers, your loyal subscribers out to lunch? If not, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't afford to take all my people. That's for sure.
Nope.
What kind
I
of
think that was the same live that I heard the others. So.
I have 4 subscribers. Oh wait, no, I have 8 subscribers, and I still can't afford to take them out to lunch.
I could buy some bars, hot dogs, and a bag of charcoal.
There you go.
Hey,
maybe
bar hot dogs, man.
But could you afford to take them out to say McDonald's if everybody got a value meal and upside?
McDonald's is getting pricey anymore now, but
you have to know how to do the deals. Like this is gonna be.
I saw your couponing stuff.
Oh yeah,
McDonald's deals.
I can get a meal at McDonald's for $2.50. I once bought 5 boxes of cereal and a gallon of milk for $1.
I used to go to McDonald's just for their tea, because their tea is like Crown Royal, it's Coca-Cola based tea, and it's a sweet tea. And I used to get one of these big 64-ounce, like 7-Eleven mugs that I'd carry around, or like 100-ounce. And I would just go to McDonald's and I would order 2 teas, no ice. And I would get free ice from 7-Eleven because I had the mug. So then you could just go get your ice, go to McDonald's for $2. You could fill that thing with 2 big things of tea. And that would last you all day and then some. But then, the diabetes. So I stopped doing that. So.
Which kicked in about a week, right?
Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support that everybody gives us. And
I don't know where the other chat was.
The other chat?
Yeah, it came in from the other chat. I saw the link from the other chat.
I went on to Old Car Guy and told him, hey,
okay.
I sent people over that wanted to go over. And maybe if people want to do the same, come on in.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask, because I don't know if it stays around Out of Order Garage, but did you have to wait a certain amount of time in order to comment? That's the question I want to know. Is do I have to do that every single time, or do I have to, or does it just stay all the time?
Once your comments in the chat, it won't leave. If you leave,
no. What I'm saying is, I set it up where only subscribers can comment.
Oh.
And if you're not subscribed, you have to wait 5 minutes after subscribing in order to comment. So I'm wondering if that stays or if I have to do that individually every live. I didn't check it this time. So.
I got no clue.
I'm just wondering if he was able to comment right away.
You're far beyond my knowledge.
Able to comment immediately. Yeah, same here. Hey, Nick, how's it going? That's a heck of a picture, dude.
Nick. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, then I guess it's got to be done every time.
Yeah.
Then we'll just ask that if you like what you're seeing, go over and subscribe to the page. All these guys in here, good guys, go give them a subscribe too if you don't mind.
Nah,
He did.
Man, I don't know if I'm a good guy.
Oh,
He did on mine. He said I
I'm
did.
struggling through life over here. If you want to watch a guy struggle, I'm your guy.
We're watching. Yeah. I think you should have done more on the power washing the van video. I think that would have been.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
People love
So that if it wasn't for Grady, that video would not have existed.
Oh, really?
I literally had
Good on
nothing
you.
planned. I had nothing. And Grady's like, go make a video. I made that video and published it that same night. Within
really?
All that was like within 6 hours.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we talked.
I like
quite
how you
frequently.
included the camera falling over. That was good.
yeah. The camera falling over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left that in because I found it entertaining. I was like,
Yeah, I did too.
I don't care if anybody else likes it or not. I'm leaving it.
Yeah, it's good.
David and I
head.
kind of we push each other. You know, one week
Good.
when one of us is being lazy, we'll be like, "Get your ass up and get out and go do something. You can't not have a video this week."
Yeah, well, I put my videos out for Bob, and that's
just-
you know.
Yep.
He just brought Snickers outside, so he can't hear you.
Oh, you have to let him know. He's the reason I make videos.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's funny because
pretty awesome, Nick.
everyone is just a regular guy or a regular girl, but I will say there is something about watching someone every week and then talking to them in person, even though we're all just little people. You get that sensation of like, oh, I get to talk to somebody that is big because you watch their show every week, and so that's how it was at first with Forsaken. I know when I've talked to Rev, I've been like, oh, and then on my Facebook, Weird Beard watched one of my stories, and I got all excited. I was like, oh, Weird Beard watched my story.
Yeah.
You know,
He's been in our chats before.
really?
Yeah, he's come in several times.
I don't know. It's just like,
Really? I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah.
Of course, y'all do this a lot later than I do this. So
Yeah.
we're already
Really?
way past my dinner time, and I need to go eat. But I've been having
See,
a
it's
good
early
time.
for me.
Yeah, see, it all depends on where you're at. So
Cletus
Well, we're
and the
not-
crew this summer, they were killing it. They would be on,
Oh yeah.
you know, from like 8 at night until 2 in the morning. And I did that for a
Least.
couple days, and I was like, no offense, guys. I'm here to support everybody the best I can, but I can't do this every single night. First off, she wasn't really happy about the
yeah.
5-hour nights and 6-hour nights. And I don't blame her because she wants to see me. She works all day.
I'm one of those few women that likes and loves to see their guy all the time.
It's weird. I'm not used to it.
Must be new.
No,
Going on 2 years.
yeah.
yeah, get to 16. We'll talk.
Yeah, I was gonna
there
say,
you go.
it's 18.
I made it to 12, I think. The last time was it 12? I don't know.
The last time.
The last time. What do you think about for the next time?
Oh no.
Hey, I have no expectations this time. It's just whatever happens. I should probably shut up now.
We've exceeded all expectations so far.
Yeah,
See,
That's
I'll never
good. Keep
have it
doing
next time. I figure one's enough for me.
Yeah.
that's what I
If it-
thought.
If it ends, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
I went 6 years after I got divorced before I even dated anybody or even looked really. And we met through a customer that was very forceful.
Yeah.
It was very forceful.
She asked me if she wanted to give me the number of her
Or the
mechanic.
key.
And here I am thinking, well, I don't really need a mechanic right now. My car's pretty new.
She just bought the car.
And she's like, no, he's single and he's really nice. So we get to talking and
And then she forced us to meet.
pretty much
I
she
mean,
tricked us.
You know what? In the longevity of it, I appreciate what she did because at that point I was like, I like being single. I don't I don't care. I just don't care. But now I'm like, hey, I was missing something. So, don't be gay. Don't be a homosexual.
My little pumpkin.
Let's switch gears. Because we all have our little logos. You know, Junker's got his logo. Forsaken Steel's got his little logo. So I've been fighting to figure out a logo. And it's just one of those things that always sits on the back of my head going, you need to make a logo because you're just doing it wrong. So I've drawn it up 10, 15 times. My biggest problem is, like, I can't use anything that I make because I'm just mental. Yeah. So it's something I do. It's a problem I have when it comes to artistic things. So I've been thinking about paying somebody to do it, but then I feel like that just cheapens the whole thing somehow. And then I've thought about just maybe going a different direction that doesn't have any artistic skill. It's just basically a mascot character. So, you know, instead of going with a symbol so much, maybe just going with like a character and then just being like, this is my little whatever. And he's just dudes, you know? So
I have
he's the dude.
I have your logo in my head already built. I've been waiting for you to ask this question for a long time. You know the avatars on like Xbox?
Everything.
Yeah, on everything. So your face on one of those short man avatars holding a wrench. Done.
I can see that.
Maybe that's
similar. I see where you're going
down in your picture though, because you kind of got a Charles Manson.
Yeah, I was gonna say that earlier.
Like Charles Manson.
Nice. Some 70s paper vibe for sure.
I have to say that if it wasn't again for Grady, I would not have a logo. He was like, I need a logo so I can do the live. As the first live I was on with him. I need your logo so I can put it up for the. That's nice for the live. And I was like, okay. And I made it in 15 minutes and sent it to him.
Really?
It was a 15-minute logo.
My logo took years to make. There was a lot of thought put into it, a lot of just a ton of stuff. I mean, of course, it went through different iterations. And then I have a friend whose brother does that for a living. And I had the basic thing and already made a sticker for it before and sent it to him. And then he tweaked it and made it what it is now. But I really went with something that was going to be cheap to print. I wanted 2-color. I wanted it to stand out on anything. So you could do it in red or black or blue or green, orange or whatever. And it will always stand out with it. So that way, if you have a red logo, you can't do it on a red shirt because then it's not going to look right. So you're going to have to add to it. So I spent a lot of time trying to figure out my logo. A lot of time.
What mine is now is not what I ever intended it to be. I had something else in my head, and then I went to Canva and made this. And between Canva and some other software I had on my phone, made this in the span of 15 minutes. But now I don't hate it. So, you know,
it works.
So the stickers that I have, the main logo that I've been using came from Cletus's wife. I gave them an idea in a rough sketch of what I wanted, and I was very adamant that I wanted that. But when it got here, you know, after it got printed and cut and everything, and it got here, and then I think they had sent me the ones that they had already made, and I started looking at it, and I was like, oh, shit, this one's way better than what I had for an idea. So I messaged them, I was like, I'm really sorry, but go ahead and print like 20 more of these ones.
Yeah.
Sorry for wasting your time.
That's the benefit of having somebody like her that knows what they're looking at with that artistic eye. Because you have an idea, even my logo, which I think is pretty darn basic. I mean, me and him went back and forth 7 or 8 times at least. Yeah. Like, he's like, okay, here you go. You're like, oh, well, no, I wanted to do it. You know, I had this more in mind and this more. So, you know, having somebody look at it that knew better really helped to make it easier. You know.
I do well with deadlines. That's what I've learned in my life. When I have a deadline, I can crank stuff out. If I don't have a deadline, I'd be lazy about all kinds of craziness. But if I got a deadline, I just got to get it. And I can be very decisive and just get it. But yeah.
So you're called a procrastinator.
I am. It's the problem is I have other things I'd rather do, which is anything.
Well, everybody has that.
I know, but if I have a deadline, it's just like boom, I can just do it. And
Yeah.
I'm also that way about things like I'll be working on something and I can't get it to work. I can't get it to work. I can't get it to work. And then like I've got to get it to work and I'll leave it alone for like 30 minutes, come back and boom, it'll go right together.
Out of order garage. I have an idea for you. Very inappropriate, but so abbreviate the out of order. OOO garage.
I can see that for a logo.
Yeah. OOO garage.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a blast, but I'm going to go have dinner.
You're probably cold too. That little heater's not doing anything, is it?
No, it's fine. I'm actually not that bad, but I really would, I would like to go eat. So I'm fat, and we got to feed this piece.
Yeah,
So,
it's almost your bedtime too, man.
it is almost my bedtime. I do go to bed at 10. I'm up at 6.
Does it do?
What time is it there?
10?
10.
You said 10.
9:19.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought we were on the same time.
No. Yeah, 10 o'clock.
You're
This guy's in bed. I can't handle it. But like I said, I got to be up at 6 to get the kids ready for school and all. So that's my life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I put the kids
talk
on
to
the
you later.
bus. Yeah.
It's good seeing you. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Good luck with the van.
Later.
Thanks,
buddy.
On the dad bus. They go.
So you guys might know better because you do more phone stuff than I do now. But you gotta have an editor in order to put music behind it.
Shh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the studio app is.
Oh,
No, you
Guys
gotta
all remember
for everything.
You guys all remember 2004 when headsets were cool and CRT monitors.
Is that you?
You may have been a dispatcher in maybe a local place.
And they took a picture of you.
What is that?
Used
Windows
without
98 right there? What?
Well, I think we were going up on XP. I mean, that's pretty good.
That was not XP. That's still got the old huge screen.
Oh yeah, they were all CRT big monitors.
Oh.
Yeah, I've got to run in the house for a few minutes.
Do you now?
Yeah,
I do.
I've used these guys before too to edit.
Hammy.
I just personally like the see brain fart. I don't know where I am anymore. I like the editor that Filmora, what I use.
That's amazing.
It's probably just because it's the first one I used and I know everything about it. So
See, I've used a lot of different ones over the years, long ago. And the one I started using, it reminds me a lot of those older ones with how it works. So it was just like riding a bike, kind of. Like when I got in there, it's like I didn't do any of the tutorial. I was just like, wow, this just works. Click, boom, done. So, I mean, I can't say great things about the one I use because maybe I'm not using it as good as I should, but it was very easy to learn without having to learn anything.
you don't open up everything until you use a computer. I was very adamant to using my phone too, but I'm telling you, once you get the computer and you get everything you need, you're going to be like, holy shit, why did I spend all that time on the phone?
Yeah. Hey, I got to run in. I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay. You gonna shut your camera off? You want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to. Somehow.
I don't know what that was.
You get an HP bar?
No.
Oh.
So give me 2 minutes. I got a dog barking upstairs.
No.
Oh, I'm just gonna sit here.
That came at the perfect time.
I am all alone.
What?
I'm all okay. I have you over here way in the corner.
Well, I can't.
Put your chair up.
It doesn't fit. How? How do you do it?
The thingy on the side.
You're kind of short.
I am short. How do I do it? Teach me.
It's on the side. It's the lever. You gotta stand up though and pull that up.
That doesn't make it worth it.
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna stand up.
Dogs are gonna bark. So everybody in the chat, what would you like to hear us chatting about? What would you like to get your your brains wrapped around tonight. Any questions or comments for anybody? Seeing that we're waiting?
Yes.
I don't know what you're doing.
Me?
Yeah.
I might eat that other Italian ice. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Won't get one.
All right. Go ahead and have it. We're doing a live. Not sure if you're aware of that, my lady.
What's that got to do with eating?
I don't know.
My lady.
Okay. Cool. So, how's it going? I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Maybe play some memes? I don't know.
Get all fat and sassy.
Damn right.
No, I'm good right now.
What? Hey, wait. Oh, I'm almost as tall as you.
No, not really.
Yeah, you use a phone too. I used to use the phone, but I upgraded to the S21. Shy, we're live. Can you please stop? I upgraded to the S21 Ultra, and the thing doesn't have enough storage.
Hey, and I'm back. Hey, so about that,
what?
That's why I won't upgrade my phone, because no new phones have external storage cards anymore.
No. Nope, they're all pushing the.
But I was told there is some like crazy way you can hook up a small portable drive to your micro USB or something.
You can. I looked into it. It's stupid annoying.
Yeah. Yep. Hence why I'm stuck with the old S10.
So much better.
Just get a computer. My upcoming projects. Well, I'm gonna probably stop saying the Mustang's coming in until it's actually in. Every time that I think that it's coming in next week, I end up getting stuck on another project. The family members are needing some money, so I take on a couple jobs here and there. And the biggest problem I got is once that Mustang goes in, it ain't moving till it's done. So
yeah, buddy.
So that's what do I have coming up? I have I guess I can give you guys a little insight to it. One of my long-term customers got COVID back in November and damn near lost his life. And he's in rehab right now. And there goes Bella. And his mother was here the other day. She had just purchased a Jeep for him, a Jeep Liberty, because he absolutely loves those things. And this Liberty needs some work, so I've agreed to work on it. So we're gonna put that into the channel for a couple of weeks. I'm not sure. Bella, we're live. I'm not sure where it's gonna go. I'm hoping it's gonna be maybe a week or two project, and then ship it down the road so I can get other stuff done. I got my stepdad's truck that, like I told you guys earlier, is falling apart. My Jeep is, I don't know, blown up or not. It won't even start now. So
It's not blown up.
Yeah. And the Jeep I was supposed to get, I actually built the motor that's in the other Jeep that I was supposed to purchase, but that's fallen through, which really sucks because, you personally building something and knowing it's got less than 1,000 miles on that build, it'd be nice to pull that out, put it in mine, and then I wouldn't have to worry about anything to do with the motor for a very long time. Is that Mexican dudes?
Mexican dude.
That totally is a Mexican dude. Oh, you look like a cop. Are you a cop, Brian?
You have to tell us if you're a cop.
Yeah. Is that how it works?
Dudes.
Yes. That's the way I understand it.
You do look like the guy Donut.
I don't know who that is.
Donut Operator? Come on now. If you haven't watched Donut Operator, you need to get on YouTube more.
Donut Operator?
He's an ex-cop.
He's an ex-cop that does like police breakdowns. Here's my thing.
Oh,
so this,
yeah, I know who.
This keys into like my personal YouTube account is just a lot of like cartoons and cop interaction videos. And it's kind of weird. It's not what you would traditionally view as like a car guy YouTube channel by any means.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think there's any. That's kind of our YouTube in a way.
Well, I have a second channel that I watch anything that's not motorcycle car related stuff, like your guys' stuff or motorcycle stuff. I have a separate channel that has no videos. Well, now it doesn't. I deleted them all out of there. I watch stuff that I don't want messing up.
Correct. It has its own algorithm, and I like to keep it that way.
Yep. And occasionally I'll subscribe to somebody when they're really close to 1,000. You know, when somebody's really pushing for subscribers, then I'll jump on somebody, and then after they get significantly over 1,000, then I'll unsubscribe from them on that channel.
I would agree with that, because the problem is once you subscribe to them with that channel, then all of a sudden you start getting that content flooding in.
Exactly.
It's kind of like, I really just want to watch my meat canyon in peace.
Yeah. Watch a lot of car crash videos on the other one, a lot of cooking stuff.
If you've never watched Meat Canyon and you want to have some nightmares.
Meat Family?
Meat Canyon.
Oh, Meat Canyon.
If you're talking
Alan,
about having nightmares, that's not
the Falcon is put away for the winter. I got that car at the last second. That was an unplanned car. Kind of fell in my lap.
It's tough projects.
Yeah.
It'll come back in the summertime. There's going to be way more on the channel that I can do in the summertime, because I can work on something outside comfortably and not just about die.
That brings up a question that I have. How do you people, that's right, you people, live somewhere that you have to put your projects away for half the year? You know you can move south, right?
Well, no.
I mean, you can. That is an option.
No, you can't. I got too much stuff to move.
Yeah, same
70
here.
degrees. Well, yeah, I understand that portion.
I don't have.
Could have started.
I don't have as much as dudes, but I'm a friendly hoarder also.
Yeah,
I should do a tour of the 3 buildings that I have right now. Well,
yeah, you should.
Only half of one shed's mine, or a quarter.
I want something.
Maybe a quarter.
I always like seeing people's stuff.
Yeah, show me your stuff.
Yeah, I want to see your stuff. Give me a tour of your stuff.
Yes, the city might be watching mine. I never know.
Yeah.
We're kind of under the radar a little bit.
Whatever.
Shop cat. Only half the year. Yeah. There's no way I would live up that far up north. No way.
I love it. I complain about the cold and what have you, but first off, I love the plow snow. It is one of my favorite things to do in the winter. I love to push the snow.
You got nothing else to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm from Florida, and
there's a problem.
Have you ever been up here during the winter, or anywhere that has a winter?
No.
Really?
No. I mean, my family's from Indiana, but I didn't really live there during that time.
I want to buy you a plane ticket. Have you come out?
No. Well, I've been in places where it's been like that for a little while and stuff with it. I mean, I was in Indiana this time last year. And we were getting snow and stuff like that. So
you know what though? I absolutely hate Indiana, so we can't talk about it.
All right, we're no longer friends.
All right.
I will say tomorrow night.
That steak can suck my
-4.
That's what I say about Iowa.
Yeah, we got
70 degrees here today, so if that helps you.
How much?
It was 70 here today. I'm sure.
Shut up! What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it's gonna snow this weekend, but
we're supposed to get like 5 inches of snow.
We're supposed to get like 18. I hear they upgraded it.
We have a slight chance, maybe some light accumulation. It doesn't get. We don't get much snow here. Last year we got more, I think, than probably ever. But like a light dusting or something, which is we are very stereotypical of that. Snow shuts the entire city down because they don't have the stuff to deal with it here.
So let's play Let's Ask the Panel on Projects. Put that picture I just sent you up, Junkers.
Yep, I was working on that. Where's my thing?
More things I don't need.
I dropped my fidgety thing.
Your what?
Fidgety thing. I gotta have something. I'm just.
Oh, I do that too.
So I have a pin at the moment. So.
It got hot in this house.
Me and this pin and this binder have been doing this most of the
Really?
night.
I'm cold.
Yeah, really, I'm warm.
Picture in a picture in a picture in a picture
In a picture. So that's what StreamYard looks like on a computer, huh? Yeah.
I kind of like those old Chevys.
Sad thing is, I don't view that as an old Chevy, but
unfortunately,
I like
it is.
that Chevy though.
So, you ever had that dilemma when you go somewhere with money, really hoping a vehicle is not as nice as you think it's going to be, and then you're just like, God, I got to give them this money and for another truck I don't need.
Want.
Well, that's the thing. I don't even really want it. That's the worst part about it. Is I really don't want it.
It's just money. I don't really want it. But...
I don't want it. I really do want to stick to the goal of selling it.
Hey, real quick, Junkers, you got a spammer in the comments.
I
I've got people in here for that.
Yeah, people.
I'm not one of those people, so I can't.
I'm not one of those people either.
Stop it!
Oh, damn it! I have to go over to the other thing.
The other thing.
The other thing.
So, who likes the idea? 90 to 93, they made what they called a 454 SS muscle truck. Okay, they were black. They said SS 454 down the quarter.
Sport.
Yep, I'm familiar with them. We talked about this on another live, and yep, I'm
Did
all
we?
for this one.
Can't see.
Yeah, I really want to build this truck to make it look like one of those. Every time I drive it, I'm just like, it just needs to be black and have big block emblems on it.
I'd user on this channel. Remove, report.
All right, did that remove them?
Delete the message.
I don't know. It's hard to tell on my computer. My computer's always like 15 seconds behind anyways.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, looks like it's gone. Yeah.
All right, 113. I got you. You in there as a moderator.
So, those trucks, on average value, look to be around $26,000 to $30,000 to buy one.
For a 454, for the actual 454.
For the two-wheel drive, half-ton, regular cab, with 454. So, if I was to paint mine up and just kind of make a clone, but four-wheel drive version, I even priced putting a 6-speed manual in it now instead of the 4-speed that's in there.
Yeah.
Just to make it go down the highway better. It's really rear gears. No, it's 410s right now. But if I go to a 6-speed, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's actually a lot more affordable than I thought originally to convert to a 6-speed. It's only going to run me like $1,800. So
no way.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with that. I was like, wow, that's not worth not doing. I mean, just for me to re-gear the truck, it would probably half that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, still wouldn't have overdrive.
Yeah.
So
you have a lot of fun though.
Yeah, but like the truck right now, like I drove it again today, and you put that thing, so like it's a 3-speed with low. That's essentially what those transmissions were.
Yeah.
So first gear is worthless. You can't use it for nothing. It's a crawling gear. So second gear, you take off in second, essentially.
Later, shop
You
that.
shift out of second at about 13, 14 miles an hour.
Wow.
You shift into third, and at about 35, you shift into fourth. And that's it.
Crazy.
And in third gear, if you push the throttle at all, that truck's sideways down the whole street until you grab for it.
Wow. That's some torque.
Yeah. And that's an anemic big block. You know, those things weren't making a ton of power. They were just making torque down low.
Yeah.
But the gearing in that 4-speed is just, the combination is stupid.
Hey, dudes.
But, yeah.
You got like a rumble in your voice.
A rumble?
Hell yeah, you do. Like a little feedback on it or something.
Almost like an auto-tune.
Yeah.
Well, my phone, I'm charging it, so it gets hot and it does dumb stuff.
At least it wasn't like the S7 and blew up on you.
Hey, you have that.
I did have that.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah.
But Dudes, I am all for that 454 project. I think that would be awesome.
Well, I just think it'd be worth the money to resell it.
I agree completely. That's why to keep it, I don't know what's the point of going through all that work. Just throw a 6-speed in it and enjoy it. But I think you could make some money selling it.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a huge fan of that bi-style Chevy. I just never have been.
It's just a truck.
Yeah, it's just a truck. It does reminds me of home. My 72 GMC was 6-inch lift, big block, 4-speed, and 456 gears. So it's the same thing essentially with the taller tire. And I remember driving that thing, and yeah, in high school, you just dump the clutch in third, grab fourth, roll in the tires, and go down the highway at 70 mile an hour screaming.
That's what every kid in high school needs.
Yeah.
Let's go further into the high school thing. What did y'all have in high school? What were you driving?
It was a big yellow thing with a bunch of windows on it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to drive? Oh, that's pretty awesome.
No. I had a 1981 Datsun 210.
Oh.
Oh, I loved that thing.
I kind of actually want one of those. To tell you the truth.
I've been looking. You have to be careful. They are really expensive. There's a couple of Facebook groups that I found this past couple of days. Not that I've been in there looking or anything. And you can find some cheaper ones. But if you try and buy them anywhere, they're thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because they kind of have a really niche market. And that's one that if it rusted out, it's done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they weren't great cars to begin with. I literally almost drove the wheels off that thing. Everything in the suspension, every bushing, everything was gone. You would hold the steering wheel straight, and the car would just wobble going down the road. That's why I parked it. I didn't have the money to fix it. I only paid $200 for the car, but man, I wish I had that car today.
So are we going with first truck, first car, first beater car? Like, I had 3
What was
vehicles
the
in high
main
school.
thing you drove in high
Yeah,
school?
well, I think probably the first thing you drove on the road that was just you behind the wheel.
Not necessarily that you owned.
No, I think it's got to be what you owned. What you,
okay.
I guess it's what you daily drove to begin with.
Okay.
Mine was a 1988 Chevy Celebrity.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wagon?
Nope, it was a sedan.
Yeah.
Celebrity.
I was going to say it was a shaggin' wagon.
No, but it looked like a pimp mobile, and
Pimp mobile.
I drew all over. I had fun.
Oh,
I actually drew on the roof, and I made a little target so that when the birds took a crap,
Wow.
I knew where they could aim.
That sounds like my 88 Celebrity.
Yeah.
My 88 Celebrity had a tractor paint across the back. Said, "When I grow up, I want to be a caterpillar."
Yep. I had mailbox letters that I pieced together, so it said "Bread or done." We had all kinds of bumper stickers.
We put air shocks on the back, raked up the back, and put a taller set of tires so it looked like it was kind of rear-wheel drive. It looked ridiculous.
We couldn't afford that. I could barely keep my shit on the road.
Oh, this thing wasn't. It shouldn't have been on the road.
Well, I mean, whatever.
Datsun probably shouldn't have. Certainly, the last 6 months I owned it definitely shouldn't have been on the road.
Well, if it tells you anything, the rule was keep the passenger lug nuts loose and tighten them when the wheel wobbled real bad. Because if you tightened them, it would shear the studs because the axle was bent.
Wow.
Whew. I'll say for mine, my grandparents bought mine at the Salvation Army. So
mine cost me $250 to get it out of impound.
Whose was it before yours?
Well, my cousin, he decided to spend some time in jail, and all he had to do was get the car out of impound, and he wasn't getting it back for a while, so it wasn't really a big deal.
My first car on the road would have been a 93 Toyota Tercel.
Nice.
Yeah.
It lasted me a little over a month.
Oh, wow.
So from my mother's house in Guilford to St. Johnsbury, Vermont, my hometown, I would burn anywhere between a half a quart to 5 quarts of oil. So the 4th or 5th trip on that one, it stopped burning oil, and I'm like, she fixed herself. And I made it.
Works.
I made it home, and it didn't burn any oil. And then I went to school for a couple days, and I was heading to bring my buddy back home, lived a couple miles away, and I started hearing this tick, 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 and I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, you're gonna do a send? I'm like, oh yeah. So needless to say, I needed a ride home after I was done with it, and my father and I ended up putting another motor in it, and I gave up on the car before we were even done with it. Like, this thing's a shit box. I don't want it.
So I was into cars way too young. So I mean, I was doing stuff with cars at like 14. So when I was 15, my dad made me build a truck, and that was my 72 GMC. That was the first thing I drove. You know, all my siblings, they were given a car, and he just walked out back and said, pick one. You know, so I picked the big lifted one in the back corner of the lot. And it was like, okay, what about that one? Didn't have motor transmission, so we had to build the truck. Learned a lot on that truck, learned to appreciate that truck. Yeah, I abused that truck to the point I never should have, and I really wish I wouldn't have, because it was actually a decent truck when I got it.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Blame the dog.
So, before I was 19 years old, I probably bought and sold 20 plus vehicles. So I drove a lot of different stuff through high school. Like I'd have a different truck or car every week.
Great.
And you always get better money on something that runs and drives. So, you know, you'd always drive them for a couple weeks with a for sale sign and sell them. That was always my thing for a long time.
Yeah.
So what vehicle did I drive the most? Well, my 72 GMC, but then it became a project. So then it was getting worked on more than it was getting driven, you know, and then I had a couple G-body Malibus that I drove for a while. And then I'd always buy like just a crap box. I was never the guy that liked to drive his project. So I'd always end up with some $300 Celebrity Cavalier, you know, just something I'd beat around in. Some of the most fun we ever had was in an 89 Shorty Astro van that I picked up for $150.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting a good deal when you roll up to a guy that's selling a van for $150 and it's missing the driver's door and the rear bumper and it's sitting under a tarp. And you're like, yep, this is what we're doing today. And you drive it home without a door to then go to the junkyard the next day to buy a door, 2 back doors so they'll latch, a bumper, and then paint the whole thing black with rattle cans and then put an 18 stripe on it.
I remember when Walmart was literally up the hill from where I was in the trailer park. They started carding for spray paint cans. So I walked up to the register with, like, you know, the boxes, like 5 stacks, because they were 88 cents back then. And I was getting ready to paint a car I had. And they're like, yeah, we just need your ID. I'm like, I'm 16. I don't know. I don't have one. You're gonna have to have somebody come in. And I'm like, this is stupid. And
you know what the worst part is? You could go to the hardware store and buy tractor paint cheaper. And we just bought a cheap spray gun. That's what we started doing to cars. Just straight up spraying them with tractor paint in the driveway.
Yeah, we used
with the spray gun.
I used to use Rust-Oleum. I would just get a gallon of that and thin it out with mineral oil, or mineral spirits, and go to town. I got to get some. I have a whole bunch of pictures of some of the cars that I had before I even had my license. You know, dudes, you were saying you were like 14. I think I was 12 when I got my Subaru GL wagon. And I set off. That's where I got hooked, was working on cars with that. And I've always done it with my father, but it was never my own shit, you know. And but my main car in high school was a 93 Chevy Cavalier 2.2 5-speed.
Nice.
I fucking love that car.
2.2 or 2.5?
What's that?
2.2 was a quad 4. 2.5 was the Iron Duke.
Yeah.
So it was a 2.2?
Which one did you have?
It was the 2.2.
Yeah, the quad 4. That was a beast.
It was, dude. I would blow the doors off Z24.
They were impressive little cars. Like, a lot of people don't know it, but quad 4s back in the day, if they stayed running past 50,000, they were almost 200 horsepower motor.
Wow.
It shut off. So the governor on that one, I don't know if it was all of them or just mine. I could get up to almost 120. You let off the gas and you hammer it, and it'll just keep going. It might have been an issue with mine. Which
so they usually shut off at 107, but it's just a resistor in the transmission. And so my grandfather ran a transmission shop, and it would activate the governor at a certain speed within the gear. So if you actually put a resistor on there, it would stop reading at 100 mile an hour, but it would just go max limit on those cars. It was kind of like the early way of unlocking what they would do. And I did that with a lot of little front wheel drive cars where it's just like, you'd pull up next to somebody and everybody's car just shuts off at 107. That was common, even if you had a decent one in the 90s. And then you just be floating everything at about 130 and just, I'm beating you. Don't look at that red gauge or that red gauge or that light's fine.
You're having some issues.
Audio's going weird again.
Yeah.
Dude's in a tunnel.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not a huge Chevy guy. I'm not. I'm a Ford person, but that Cavalier, it just kept going. I used to pull trailers with it. I used to pull people out of ditches. I used to drag race the damn thing, and I daily drove it.
Wow.
It just kept going. It really was, and I had it till I was about 22. It was a pretty sad day when I finally said, "Okay, it's time for you to go to the junkyard."
Oh wow!
She was really, really tired at that point. It was on its second motor and going on its third clutch, and there was no interior left in the thing, and very sad. I still have the grill for it, and I don't, dudes. Did I send you that link? There's one down in Mass about an hour and a half away. They want $800 for it. It's the same color as mine, same everything except for it's an automatic.
Yeah, they're not worth it in automatic.
No. Well, I wouldn't keep it. So my plan when I was stupid and young.
Yours was a manual. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. It was. It was a 5-speed.
Okay, so that's why yours would actually top out because they didn't have governors on manuals.
Oh.
Yeah, manuals never came with a governor.
Good to know. I always wondered why I could always, go faster than a Focus. I think Brittany deuced out on us. She's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you go sit in your chair and be comfortable?
So my 89 Astro was a shorty. I bought it off of a, let's just call him a pimp.
A pimp?
We'll just go there. So the whole van was custom interiored. He ordered it special. So like all the interior was like really fluffy velour, just like crazy bucket captain's chairs that all swiveled, a table in the center, a full bed in the back that would fold down, TVs, 8-track player. I mean, this thing was this guy's baby. And then he was pulling over to help somebody in a snowstorm, left his driver's door open, and somebody took it off for him.
Ooh.
And then he got rear-ended by a cruiser that was trying to stop behind him.
Ooh.
So the insurance company paid him for the van, and he was just looking to get rid of it out of his garage. But by the time we were done with that van, a lot of people don't realize those things are unibodies. So they're not a full frame. And they have fiberglass rear leaf springs. And
really?
So they wheel hop something fierce.
That seems safe.
It's legit. Actually, Corvettes use fiberglass leaf springs forever. So
really?
Yeah, it's actually stronger than a steel leaf spring. They have more rebound and retention.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of blows your mind.
I would think durability would be the worry about it.
No, they're actually stronger than steel for durability because they don't harden. Essentially, when they move up and down, they don't steel harden and then lose their flexion. So then, they can bend back and forth forever being fiberglass until they crack.
Huh.
So outside of a major incident or accident, they're bulletproof because they can't rot.
Yeah.
So Astrovans used those. Well, when you wheel hop them enough time, you end up cracking them.
Yeah.
So then you have to replace leaf springs. Then you have to put a 3-bar traction kit on it. And then you lower the gears because, you can. And you make sure it's posi. And then you have a 4.3 that just does like massive quarter block long burnouts with a shorty Astro van that's dressed up like a badly spray painted 18 van.
With tractor paint.
The tractor paint. So yeah, we drove that thing with full interior and we did a dumb move. So we thought it was a good idea to play cards from the little table in the center of the van with all the bucket seats spun around except for the driver's, obviously. We'd play cards with the side door open and locked. So we drive down the road with the side door just slid wide open. Everybody's just playing cards. So everybody drive next to you just like freaking out. So we do that kind of crap all the time. We'd like go up to construction zones and like grab all the cones off the road and throw them into the van as we're going by,
We'd run them over.
Yeah. So we put a PA on it. We'd like yell at people with the big PA. And then one day we thought it was a good idea to go stop at the bank. And I drove through the banking drive-through with the sliding door open. And I thought it'd be a good idea to just kind of gun it really hard and go around the pole sideways, kind of like whoop, drifter around the corner. Well, the front end of the sliding door caught one of the poles and ripped the sliding door clean off the van.
Oh.
So then we were jamming this sliding door on the side of the van really fast and taking off out of there as people held onto the doors. We drove home. And so at that point, I showed my dad because he was like, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Well, things happened." And he's like, "Well, you're going to have to fix it." And I said, "Well, I don't have the money to fix it." And he's like, "Well, go get the welder. We'll fix it." So we just welded her back on. No door, no open no more. Just So we took the passenger seat out of the van. So everybody just had to come through the passenger door to get into the back.
Yeah.
So then, everybody would come in the van and I'd be sitting up there driving. They're like, "Home, James." It's like, get in the But we drove that thing into oblivion. And then we did something dumb. We found a wrecked Typhoon. So we pulled the turbo off the Typhoon and put it on that 4.3 in that van. And then it got violent. Like, because it wasn't all-wheel drive. It was just rear-wheel drive. And we tuned it up as much as we could. And it never really ran great. It wasn't like it was built for it. But you want to talk about, we put a 50 series tire under the back. And that thing would get to wheel hopping so hard when we'd slide around corners and just do burnouts for a block. It ripped the shocks right out of the body. So then we were cobbling together shock mounts and everything else, try to keep it on the road. And then after a while, we got into some issues with some local miscreants and decided one night somebody wanted to take rocks and take all the windows out of it. So we drove it around without windows for a few days. And then it was like, you know what? I think it's done because I can't afford to put windows back in it. So that was kind of the end of the awesome Astro van. Let's just say, being a country kid, we didn't make good friends with the kids that lived in town.
Oh, I understand that one. Definitely. I don't know.
But, you do deserve some rocks through your windows when you purposely harass them as they videotape their skateboarding tricks.
Oh, jeez.
They really don't like it when you get on a PA and you drive by with their cameraing back in the late 90s, telling them they're weirdos and a lot of other colorful language. And they pick
what were they using to record back then? When they'd just been a camcorder?
Like a big VHS jobber.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know where the hell the camera is. Probably something like, that big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember we had one of those for a little bit. Just, I don't even remember, it wasn't ours, we borrowed one or something with it. And I had the little Datsun, and we were driving around on it, and we had somebody had it in the back seat and was filming with it. And we went through drive-thrus and talked to people and all sorts of stuff with it. That
we
big old huge
thing.
thing.
Was it a beta?
No, it was not. It was VHS. No.
See, we used to have a big old VHS one, and the footage was obviously garbage.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've actually pulled some, like that short I just did of that square body Chevy doing a burnout in the garage.
Uh-huh.
That was actually pulled from an old camcorder.
Really?
Yeah. So that was from me when I was 17 years old.
Wow.
So I thought it was decent enough to use. I have some other footage I'm thinking about pulling in some other square bodies and front-wheel drive Regals and stuff I've owned.
Yeah.
It's just most of it's pretty grainy and crappy.
I wish I had stuff like that from back then. I really do. There was so much stupid shit that would have been awesome to have a camera for.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of stupid stuff on camera, but there was a lot of friends of ours that we hit a certain age and we had some troubles with the law. And that's when we decided these tapes need to be burned like pretty quickly because they're evidence to some things that probably should or shouldn't have happened. So, like there was an insurance claim out there for a while on some people I know. Let's be very vague about this. There may have been some footage of somebody running in front of a mall wearing a Batman outfit with a cape and then him doing a hood slide over a hood and then getting smoked by somebody's car going the other way.
Oh, dang.
It was definitely a lot funnier at the time, but he just kind of jumped up and jumped in the car and we took off. Now, the person's car that hit him was not very happy about the fact they didn't have a windshield or a hood anymore. So,
yeah.
it was one of those, bye.
I was in a car that my buddies, it was way ex-girlfriend now. We pulled into this trailer park where a bunch of people were we knew, and she was driving and she was like joking, jerking forward, and he was just like, it's standing outside the car. And then she gassed it, thinking it'd be funny. And yeah, he went through the windshield. And it was like,
no.
What just happened?
I had some people I may have known for a while that maybe didn't make the best decisions, and they would like to take super soakers and mix up like raw eggs and milk and then drive around the college campus spraying football players with them and just making all the best friends. So there was some videos of them getting tracked down and pulled out of a car and beaten on camera. So
rightfully so.
Well, things happen.
What was the point of milk and eggs?
I don't remember. It was one of those just like, this is going to be horrible for them. Ha!
So I took and bought an air horn at Walmart. It was like $12 and I was 17. And we were going around town. I didn't have footage of this. I wish I did. I think I gave somebody a heart attack that came out of a convenience store because he was just walking across the parking lot. Shelby, get off the counter. And I stuck the thing out the window, went, Burr! He dropped his groceries. And I looked back and I'm like, I think I'm killing him. I don't know. Pretty sure it scared the shit out of him at a minimum.
So I've had some issue moments over the years. I'm not a real calm person most days. So I'm better at it. But there was a time I watched children now, and this is when I was more of an adult. You're not supposed to skateboard in the downtown parking ramps. And children would show up and skateboard in the downtown parking ramps, which I didn't really care about, but they'd be coming down the lanes while you were backing out and you almost hit them and stuff. And you're just like, goddamn kids, and you feel like an old man. But there was an old lady that she monitored that. So she's a little old lady. She runs out of her little booth and she's screaming at these kids. And they're running away from her, and she takes a header right to the ground. Just boosh, she falls down and trips. And they're standing there laughing at her like, this old lady's trying to get us. So we're in my buddy's truck, and he blew his air horn and just kind of boom, and that kind of scared them, made them all jump, because we were just kind of like stupid kids. And like two of them flipped us off. And I don't know what triggered something, but I was out of that truck before it even stopped moving. And I had one of those kids pinned up against a wall, just explaining to him what he had done wrong in life. And I kind of let him go, and he ran off, and I kept his skateboard, and I gave it to the lady in the booth, and I said, well, if he wants it back, he's going to have to come talk to you. And that conversation isn't going to go well for him.
Yeah.
I try not to do those things anymore.
Well, I mean, no, you're what, a year older than I am?
Well, people don't look kindly when you accost children these days. It's weird.
I'll punch a baby in the face. I don't even care.
Equality what?
What? I said I'll punch a baby in the face. I don't even care. I don't like your kids.
Yeah. I never assaulted a child.
Oh, no, I haven't. But, one comes up to me, I'll throw down.
I'll kick a baby's ass. I don't care.
Damn. Take a baby out.
Oh, jeez. So, I have a project I have to go move before the police come by and give me a ticket.
Oh, dang.
You need to know something about that.
It's not a Mustang, is it?
No, it's that Liberty I was talking about.
Yeah. Is that one yours? Or that's the one that was for the other person, right?
Yeah, that's for the other guy. So I have a Grand Cherokee in 01.
Yeah.
which is called a WJ. I'm not sure how much you know about Jeeps or not, but
Yeah,
enough to know.
I love Jeeps. I'm hooked.
This is what I know about Jeeps. People that like them love them, but they're like some of the worst vehicles when it comes to like Consumer Report ratings because they break down all the time. But the people that have them absolutely love them. That's
Here's
what I
the
know
thing
about
you got to understand about Jeeps, and it's similar to Mustangs. The aftermarket for a Jeep or a Mustang is so vast that it doesn't matter how big of a piece of junk it came in as, it can leave as something pretty awesome if
Yeah.
you're willing to put in the money. And there's also this level of if you're not willing to put in the money, there's some stuff that make it decent for a little while.
Yeah.
I've had
that makes sense.
So I put up a video last week's video. It was just a slideshow of the time that I've had the vehicle. I've put a lot of money into it. I'm not going to lie. It really does stand for just empty every pocket. It really 100%.
I hadn't heard that, but that makes sense.
It's expensive. It is a very expensive vehicle to maintain. I imagine if it was better taken care of, it wouldn't be so bad. But somebody didn't love it like it needed to be loved, and now I'm paying the cost.
Yeah.
Whenever you and I watched your Jeep little throw together there, Junkers. When you get into that era of Jeep, when they have all that nice independent front suspension, which is great, everything has to be done correctly, or inherent death wobble issues happen. And like, there's a lot of little things that come from doing it wrong that you do not want to deal with Jeeps. That's why I've always been the one like, I don't hate Jeeps. I own one, but it comes down to a straight axle, old square body Chevy or Ford or Dodge. They're just easier. You can do a lot and not have to deal with all the repercussions of doing it wrong if you want to do it on the really cheap. And at the end of the day, if all you're doing is just off-roading it lifted, you don't really need to be all that expensive either. Now, to drive it on the road, that's when some expense happens because things have to be straight and true and not wobble and take out tires in 50 miles and things like that.
Well,
that sounds hideous.
The video didn't show a hell of a lot because unfortunately, when I found out the one of the issues in the front, it was wicked late at night, and I'm like, this is my daily driver, and all I wanted to do was put a lift kit in this thing, and now I found out that one of the control arm mounts is bent. So I didn't get to take a lot of pictures or record anything of that. So I just took my winch that I could hook into the hook in the ground I have, and my buddy came down with his ramp truck, and we just pulled it out the best we can. I'm sure it's not 100% true, but I don't take this on the highway. I just do a lot of in-town stuff. It does okay. It's a hell of a lot better than it was when I first got it. You couldn't go around the block. You would have thought that everything was falling out of it.
So I've messed with a few Jeeps, and you can get away with a lot of little things for just off-road rig purposes. But anytime you mess with any of that front geometry and anything is even slightly worn, and I've told this to many people, if you replace one thing, you got to replace everything. Because if you have one thing that's more worn or less worn than something else, it just starts wearing everything else equally or unequally. So it just becomes this big Rube Goldberg of bolted together devices that work great when they're all new and where they're supposed to be. But the second one of them gets a little tweaked or one of them's a little more worn than the next one, the whole front end just goes to crap. And I think that's one of the biggest problems people have with some Jeeps and why they all those are junk. Yeah, when you have to invest money in them, you have to invest money in them. It isn't like you can just fix that tie rod end and call it a day,
Yeah, no, there's and I try not to what's going on, Tim? I try not to get cheaper parts either. At a minimum, it's Moog, and then it goes up for me. I'm a Moog person. I love Moog.
Okay. We're just gonna go with okay.
So, what is your plan with that Liberty? Well, sorry, not the Liberty, but your Jeep.
With my Grand Cherokee,
yeah,
I just want to keep it going. I love the thing. It's an absolute beast in the wintertime. Unfortunately, the winter, the salt will take it eventually. I have to do rocker panels this summer. The perches where the springs sit are rotted. They make a replacement. Once again, that other Jeep I was supposed to be getting would have taken care of all these issues because I just would have swapped things out. Like the motor, the front differential, possibly the rear end. Overall, for 250,000 miles on this thing, it's in pretty decent shape. And I took it from a Laredo, and I brought it basically up to. I would say it's a limited. I would say it's a limited Overland. Those are just trim packages, basically. The only thing this thing is missing is a sunroof, but it's got all the creature comforts and everything. So what's that?
Sawzall.
No, fuck that shit. I don't count.
You don't need a sunroof.
No, I really don't care. I don't.
Nah.
Even when I have a vehicle with a sunroof, I don't use it.
I
purposely don't use it because I've repaired enough of them to know not to.
Yeah.
What's going on, Wood?
I have mine. Hey, Wood. I have one in mind. I didn't buy it specifically because it had one with it. Actually, I guess one's a convertible and the other two both have sunroofs. We didn't buy them intentionally, but I do use them a lot. But I do wish they weren't there most of the time. But since it's there, I'm gonna go ahead and use it.
Yeah, I've never even when I had them, I'd close them and.
My biggest problem with sunroofs has always been in most vehicles they drop the ceiling slightly, and I already have an issue with sitting in most vehicles and not rubbing my head on the ceiling. So I hate sunroofs for that reason.
Yeah, I don't have that issue, so I can see where that's a problem with it. My truck, whatever. The trim level that I wanted, the only option was to get a sunroof with it. So
yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, which I was fine with. Again, I like sunroof. Again, a lot of times I wish it wasn't there. But I use it all the time. So I've only had twice where it leaked, and it was just the drains getting clogged.
If I sat straight up and down in my '99 Buick Regal GS with a sunroof, my head would actually stick out the sunroof.
Wow.
How tall are you?
How tall are you?
So here's the problem with my height: is I'm an ill-proportionate person.
Right.
So
you've seen.
I have short legs and a long torso. So when I sit in a car, I'm sitting in a car like I'm 6'5", but I'm only 6'1".
Yeah.
So picture having a scooching seat out, but having not enough headroom.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
So, big question for everybody.
Yep.
Do you guys want to keep going, and I will be back at some point, or?
No, my phone's about to die, so
yeah.
If
you're gonna go, then
13% life.
We've done 3 hours. We still got 8 people in the chat, but I think I'm ready to call it for the night.
Works.
Try not to use up all my my hours in one sitting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think Narcs is live now too, so I'll just go over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going up on Thursdays now.
Is there? I didn't realize. I mean, it's late for Narcs, I guess. I don't know.
He's just going.
He's doing a week-long 6-week series.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, I don't know if you guys saw. I think you guys did the Hot Rod Power Tour and Drag Week both posted their schedule. I guess today.
Is that what Big Block put out?
Yeah, I think his was Hot Rod Power Tour. I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. And then Drag Week, I saw Freiberger posted that. Both of them, although at completely different times. One's in June. I think Power Tour is in June, and Drag Week is in September, if I'm correct. They both start in Memphis. So,
yeah, Memphis International Raceway.
Yeah,
June 13th.
Which is not very far from here. So I will definitely be going at least to the Memphis rounds with those. I know Cletus wants to take the Volvo and do Hot Rod Power Tour. Because none of those places are that far. And I was looking at the Drag Week, not the Power Tour, but the Drag Week, and all of those, I believe every day is about a 5-hour drive. So from one day to the next is 5 hours.
Yeah, because you're pretty much they want you to drive a good portion of the day.
Correct.
It's too bad you didn't talk about that when Forsaken was here. Shoot him a message and tell him about
it. Oh, I'm sure he's seen it, but I will. Yeah.
Because I'm sure
it would take me It would take me 12 hours just to get to the starting point.
Yeah. Well, you know people that are. If you came down through Arkansas, you'd have people that you could stay with for the first month beforehand.
I don't see in his post where day 5 takes you, because it won't show me.
In Freiburger's post or in
Big Blocks.
In Big Blocks.
Automotive Speedway.
Thank you, Tim, for stopping in. I appreciate it. I think that you are on everybody's channel, showing love everywhere. So
Tim's awesome. Love seeing him show up.
He's crazy on everything. I mean, it's like I post a video and a half hour later he's there. It's like, man.
Yep.
I appreciate it very much, and I'm sure everybody else does. Thank you for coming in, Tim.
Absolutely.
And everybody else in the chat that stuck around this whole time. I appreciate everybody. I really do. The support from this group has been huge, and I'm going to be
got me over to 300.
Yeah, my new goal, because I wanted to be at 1,000 at Christmas time, but I don't think that was realistic. My new goal is by my birthday. My birthday is in March, so I would like to say that on or before. I think 200 and something subs. I think we can do it. I really do.
Oh,
so that tour actually keeps going farther south. So the more days I go into it, the farther away it'll be from home.
Yeah, I was just pulling it up. The last day 5 is in Atlanta.
Yeah, so I'd be 18 hours from home.
Thank you, OOO Garage.
You do still have the spot, so yeah, it's cool seeing you in there.
I will say this: anybody can, public my channel. I'd like to have 100 subscribers by next month, and that'd be great.
Nobody buys that, but I appreciate the people that subscribed to mine and got me to 300 tonight, and
hell yeah.
Maybe I can get 1,000 before the year's out. We'll see. Might have to do some work or something like that. So.
No name nations.
I
think I talked to somebody from this.
No name
nationals.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure though.
Custom No Name Nationals YouTube.
Was that the
what?
No, maybe not.
He's got a cougar on there. Are we talking about a YouTube channel? No, this is a different guy. I don't know who this is.
Thank you, Cletus. I'm pushing pretty hard. It's kind of a daily thing. If I see something that needs to be recorded, I do it. Like that international ramp truck today. That's my buddy's. He paid $45,000 for that outright, but that was almost $100,000 to build. The guy, yeah. So the guy, I guess, mainly moves that he bought it from. Mainly moves large equipment like huge lathes and stuff like that. And this truck wasn't big enough, believe it or not. After putting it all together, it wouldn't keep up with the other fleet that he had. So he's like, I got to cut my losses. And that truck needs nothing. The bed alone, I think he said was like 20 or 30 grand, something like that. I'm telling you, it is massive. You can fit 2 cars on that comfortably.
All right. Well, I'm about to lose my phone, so I'm going to have to say goodnight, guys.
Thank you very much, dude, for coming in, Mr. 113, and everybody else in the chat. We're going to sign off now. We'll see you next week. Just everybody look out for the times. I don't know if it's going to stay 7 on Thursday. I think it's going to, just because it seems to work out. But just keep looking. Usually around Sundays when I put out when I'm going to be on. So,
all righty.
Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Cool. Later.